can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual Clarence 13X, a worthy guest. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North America, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch storage type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Bless.
To this day, to this day, to this day, to this day.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours, you and yours, you and yours. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Mondays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. All right. And that song that you heard, that is Theta Waves. That is the Theta Waves, ladies and gentlemen, featuring the Twin Pillars. Please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots. How's everybody doing tonight? Man, oh man. 5 turkeys popping 5 perkies. It is Monday, the top of the strong. It is Monday, the top of the strong. I hope everybody is in good spirits, good energy from your strong end. If anything went down on, I hope you shake it off. I hope everybody is pulling up, feeling their best and whatnot. Energetically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and of course financially. We'll do a meditation to bring them coins to us before the show is over. You dig? We're gonna have to open up the bank. Open up the bank. You know what I'm talking about? God damn it. But yeah, man, we are here. Did I tell y'all how therapeutic these shows are, man? If I never told y'all before, I'm always honored to be here with y'all, man. Don't ever let my quirkiness, you know what I mean, or my moodiness or my fire, you know what I'm saying, burn down any hopes for us, because it is always a pleasure. I look forward to these shows. You know what I'm talking about? I look forward to these shows, man. I promise you. So we're here and we got some things that we're going to talk about. You know, the news is newsing. You understand? The news is newsing. I wish we didn't have nothing to talk about, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Life is life. And I want to say this though before I even begin. My nigga, Saturn is in retrograde, and my goodness, everybody's crashing out. I'm praying to Allah that I survived this shit. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want to spin out. I don't want to crash. God damn it. I'm driving like Miss Daisy with two hands on the wheel. I do not want to crash because I'm seeing the crash out. I'm taking the temperature. I'm like, oh, I see what's happening. Niggas is getting overly, you know what I mean? They getting in their feels and what? Niggas is getting in their emotions. Get to the money, nigga. Save your emotions. Like, man, I would just say this. Just walk with a heavy stick, but tread lightly. Tread lightly through the tulips and the daffodils. You smell me? And keep your head on swivel. You know what I mean? The energy outside is different. I'm just taking notes. I'm looking at people crashing. I'm like, damn. Did y'all see the EYL crash out? Ah, man. Did y'all see my boy crashing out, man? Lord have mercy. Because if this is what I gotta take my own advice. If niggas is getting on your nerves, just call T-Mobile and turn the phone off. Turn the phone off. Put the phone, because the phone is getting people in trouble, bro. Facts. The phone. I mean, goddamn. And I think that the emotions are high these days. And if you poke the bear's popping out. You know what I mean? Niggas is popping out, but they crashing out. It's not even a pop out, it's a crash out. I'm seeing crash outs. So I'm like, yo, let's be careful. Let's be mindful, but let's be very careful. Even if you feel yourself getting triggered and whatnot, you might want to do the woo-saw. Woo-saw? You know what I'm saying? You might want to get in the the horse stance. You said, when did this happen? On the Wednesday show. My boy was like, you know what? Fuck that. This ain't he said that the Investfest wasn't a black event. Yeah, boy, hurt my heart with that one. He made me look crazy, bro. I was out there with the EYL pom poms. You know what I'm saying? I'm out there rooting for the guys and whatnot. And homeboy said what everybody, when people, the unsaid thing, like when you're in a room and people they thinking it, but they don't want to say it, and he said it for them. And all that meant was, nigga, I'm going Hollywood. I mean, that was the interpretation. Like, what? So there's a lot going on in that space right there. I'm gonna let his own people clean him up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let I think they on right now doing a cleanup job and whatnot. But it's like, man, that's that Saturn retrograde. You gotta be nice. You gotta be mindful of it. And maybe because he might not be that tapped in to he might not be that tapped into the knowledge and whatnot as what's going on in the cosmos. He might not even realize what's going on. Cairo said, I'm confused, Red. I don't want you to be confused. Talk black to me. How can I help you, King? How can I unconfuse you? What's going on? What's going on? You know? But it is in alignment with another one of Ross Ben's predictions. I mean, like I've been, we could say a lot, but we can't say is that Ross Ben is not on point with the shit that he been talking about. And I'm gonna do everybody a big favor, because we got something coming up at the end of the month. We're gonna be doing a show. We're gonna be doing a Patreon only show with the legend, you know what I'm saying, with Ross Ben. Let me pull up this flyer and whatnot. Let me see. Do I have a flyer for the God? We're gonna be doing a Patreon only with the God, right? And before we do this, right, this is going to be on Saturday, August the 29th. This is for my Patreons. Shout out to all of my Red Opals. Shout out to all of my Citrine members and whatnot. Shout out to the whole Patreon family. We definitely are cooking up something for you. We might even have a double header. You never know what happened. You never know, but you know, we got gifts. You know what I'm saying? We come in with gifts and whatnot. But Ross Ben, because his predictions from January up until now have been so on point, right? We are going to cook up for the remaining of the next 2 quarters of this year and whatnot. So he's going to be giving the predictions for the rest of the calendar year. But before we even do that, I'm gonna premiere the lecture that he did for the winter solstice on this channel. I'm gonna upload it. It was one of those KTL University lectures. I'm uploading that and I'm gonna put that on the network so everybody could see the genius that he came with. Everybody could bear witness to his predictions. Everybody will be able to benefit off of his intellect and whatnot. You feel me? And then that will show and prove, you know, because we come with receipts. We don't come with the speculation. We don't want nobody to just feel us. Nah, we want people to tap in because the information is correct. We don't want to work off of emotions and feelings. That's not going to get you where you need to go. You need to gravitate and navigate with those who are proven that their research is on point. Shout out to Ra Aku and shout out to Ross Ben. The lecture that I'm speaking about is a double header that they did on the winter solstice for 2025, right? And it was right leading up to 2026. You know what I'm saying? So we are going to return with a legend. And you're going to see more of him leading up to the 29th. So definitely shout out to Ross Ben. He told me to tell everybody thank you for the support that y'all showed him on the last show that he was on, right? He was definitely going in. He was hitting 3-pointers from the other side of the court, man. He was definitely going in. So shout out to Ross Ben and look forward to seeing him on one of the shows coming up this week, right? Or this strong, okay? And even with this as well, I'm also contemplating doing the IRL for this. I am also contemplating doing something in New York. So if I have a New York crowd that will come out for this, then we will definitely we will make that happen. What I'm gonna do before the show is over is I'll put the Cash App up for my New Yorkers and my tri-states, and we'll see how, you know what I mean? Because nothing is gonna show you that nothing is gonna show that y'all want to see the brother in real life than the support. Okay. All right. So we'll let y'all make that choice. You know what I mean? We'll let y'all make that choice because we're gonna have to buy a venue, we're gonna have to pay a whole bunch of expenses, but I want to do it in real time. I want to do an IRL. I love doing the Zooms. It's gonna be the Zoom people will get they're gonna get it, but I like that interaction of being in a real space. Like I want to come outside. I don't want to hide behind not Philly, New York City, not Philly. We're gonna bring the Philly God to New York City and whatnot. We're gonna come to Nicholas or somewhere in that area, more than likely. But the choice is yours. The choice is the families. We'll see what happens. Um, you said stream outside of New York City. Well, with his lecture, I don't know if that's conducive to that. And you know what I mean? I don't know if doing it outside will be conducive to a lecture because we'll be live streaming on stream, so on Zoom. So we need a setup. We need Wi-Fi. We need the laptop. We need the light. We need it's a lot that goes into production when you're doing these events. So I would love to do maybe the promo. We'll do some promo outside, but ultimately we'll be inside of a venue. And we're gonna bring that Voltron pop up. You know what I mean? We got merch for the Voltron, physical copies. You know, t-shirts and whatnot, hoodies. His hoodie season coming up. You feel me? The vinyl is on the way, but it's not ready yet. But we do have CD hard copies available. We'll have it by the end of the month. So check this out. Let's do the roll call. Let's see who's in the building. You feel me? Let's see who's in the building. We'll bring this up. We'll bring this whole thing up before the show is over. We'll revisit this whole situation. Let me throw the Cash App up right there just to see who's ready to go in the tri-state area. And let's do this roll call. Okay, Disco Carol, you in Philadelphia. I might have to, yeah, we're gonna have to send a sprinter van to bring everybody from Philly to New York if y'all coming and whatnot. We want to welcome y'all to the city. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, pull up on us. You dig? Pull up on us. Portland in the building, Philly in the building, Gastonia in the building, Charleston in the building. We got South Side of Houston in the building. Modesta is in the building. Cali in the building. Yes, sir. Dallas is in the building. Tennessee, Memphis is in the building. Chino Hills, what's happening? DMV, what's going on? Manhattan, that's Kansas. I'm gonna have to Google that. I'm gonna have to Google that. Does it look like Manhattan in New York? That's interesting. Austin, Texas. We got Louisiana, East Flatbush, the Bush Babies. What's going on? San Jose. We got Greensboro, Buffalo. Rough Buff is what they call it. Fort Worth, Texas. You know what I'm talking about? Is that you? What's his name? Yayo. What's that? Ohio in the building. St. Louis in the building. Sandy Springs is in the. Boston is in the building. Dallas in the building. New Bedford, East Oakland, Long Beach, San Jose, Cincinnati, Roxbury. All right, Roxbury. Do I still have the university website? Does a fish still swim? Of course. Dallas, Fort Worth. We got South Louisiana or South LA? Let me find out. Akron, Ohio. It's the Little Apple. Fire. That's what's up. Fairfax. Woo, man. Fairfax. Scary in Fairfax. Anti-nigger machine in Fairfax. Colorado in the building. We got Hartford, Connecticut. We got North Las Vegas and Mobile, Jersey in the thing. Greensboro up in this thing. Charlotte, you know what I'm talking about? Brockton. Like Stockton? Is it Brockton? Monroe, Louisiana, Kansas City. All right, Monroe. Has anybody in here been to Martha's Vineyard? Shout out to my Martha's Vineyard family. G Unit beat up Travis Scott. Yeah, I heard about that. Shout out to the NOLA from the NOLA to Houston, Texas. We have Demondem from Ireland. Yeah, I'm talking about Ireland in the building. You talking about Yeah, man, Fairfax anti-nigger machine in Fairfax, boy. They be trapping brothers. Oh my goodness. Let's not even talk about Fairfax. I'm gonna have to take a shower after that, man. Fairfax. Give me the heebie-jeebies. Lafayette in the building. Lafayette was happening. Oklahoma was good with you, man. All right. Shot-town. Rat. Rat. Well, all of the people who live out of town and y'all want to see Ross Ben and y'all want to be a part of this, y'all need to hit that Cash App. Anything 20 and up will get you a ticket tonight. Yeah, I'm talking about anything 20 and up will get you. You got to leave me an email though. You got to put your email in there so you could get your ticket. This is a Patreon exclusive, but we definitely want everybody to benefit off the information that the brother's going to deliver. And I promise you, wait till you see when I upload the lecture that he did in December, how on point The God, what? How did he know? How did he know about the swarm earthquakes? How did he know about leadership falling on a sword? How did he know about all of these things in the fire horse year? You know what I'm saying? So what I want to do is I want to help people with their predictions because we're living in a prediction market, bro. And I'm not one of those people. I don't gamble. I don't do prediction market. I don't do poly market. But I saw the numbers on poly market. Oh my goodness. The liquidity, the traffic is crazy. Like it's somebody is they got a whole bunch of fortune tellers, I think, because niggas is on them prediction markets heavy, heavy. They are on them prediction. They not even doing sports no more. They on Kalashi and they on Kalshi and they're on Poly Market right now, hitting licks on guard. That's just not my thing. I can't tell nobody what to do when they free time, but that's not my thing and whatnot. I have the luck of the Irish when it comes to shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, some things work for some people and some things don't. You feel me? I'm good with decoding. I'm good with recoding. I'm good with all of that type stuff. You feel me? I'm good with all of that. But the playing the fucking markets, I don't have that type of luck. You know. What's my thoughts on this eclipse and Save the Cheerleader? Explain what Save the Cheerleader is. I'm gonna tell you exactly what came to mind the minute you said Save the Cheerleader. But break down what Save the Cheerleader is, King, so we could build. Because I'm gonna share with you what I immediately went to when you said share the cheerleader. Because man oh man, man oh man. All right, I see y'all on the Cash App. Y'all trying to pull up. I see. Um. Okay, Heroes. Right, with Shorty. Right, Heroes, because Heroes was all about the eclipse. Damn, man, y'all be on it, huh? What we talking about? Shorty that died and whatnot. Yeah. The Heroes was all about time traveling in the fucking eclipse. Yes. And I didn't see nobody online make that connection. Y'all the first one that said that. You know? I liked her on Heroes. That was yeah, the white girl. She was the standout and the nigga that looked like Drake, the villain. Them two was the standouts and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Those was the standouts on the show. Um, Yeah, I might have to go and do the more deep dive and whatnot. But Heroes was the shit, and then it went off the show. Like it was popping, and then it just disappeared. You feel me? And I don't watch the screen. I don't watch the screen thing. The Scream movies, I might have watched one or two, but I wasn't really a Scream fan. So I didn't follow young Hayden throughout her career and whatnot. So I'm not really familiar as to what she was doing afterwards, but she was the standout for me when I was watching Heroes. I was like, damn, you know what I'm talking about? That cheerleader? Yeah, she's 36. And of course, you know, the same story that we're hearing with everybody else, they was just about to say something. They was just about to say something, right? Yeah, they was gaining superpowers after the solar eclipse. Facts. You know? She was in the movie Bring It On. Yeah, I didn't catch that either. We might have to have some movie night. She was with Solange. Oh shit. Damn. Yeah, she was a baby in Britain. Remember the Titan. That was her first movie and whatnot. And her book is out. Right. Right. Young Hayden. So she definitely had a podcast the other day.
And she was like, yeah, you know, I was on a mega yacht, 44 megawatts, and somebody, a wealthy man, you know, a wealthy rich man, maybe a tycoon, was trying to pipe, you know what I mean, was making sexual advances and was inappropriate, right? So she was ready to out this person, right? She was ready to out the person, and then she goes and and is unalive. They said it might be an overdose, but anybody saw the movie Michael Clayton, I believe it was, with what's the dude that got the liquor brand? George Clooney, right? There's a movie called Michael Hayden, right? And it showed you how they knock people off and cover it up. That's not the name of the, is Michael something. What was the name of that movie, y'all? Somebody in here had to see it, right? They knock they show you how to knock a nigga off and put a needle in the bottom of your foot to make it seem like you OD'd. Like he, you know what I mean? He was like a professional hit. They was doing professional hit. Michael Clayton is the movie, Michael Clayton. So the day that I saw Michael Clayton, I was like, oh, they shouldn't have let that one out the bag. They let one of their secrets out. You feel me? They let one of their secrets out because I've never seen no shit like that after that. Michael Clayton was the movie that exposed that, where they could, I think they put a pillow to the face, right? Suffocate you, drown you in a tub or some shit, and then throw the on some Whitney Houston type ish, right? Because Whitney died in the tub. And then Michael Clayton, they show how they knock somebody off in a tub and then put the motherfucking drugs in the bottom of your foot through a needle. I was like, damn. These devils is slick with it, huh? But they let that one out. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, they knocking people off, talking about it's a health issue. Like Biggie said, you know what I mean? Sprinkle coke on the floor, make it drug related. Hold on. you heard Biggie? Sprinkle coke on the floor, make it drug related. You know? And then this shit happened, right? Okay. All right, let's go to Hayden. Let's talk about Hayden real quick.
Panettiere just died at 36 years old, and 89 days earlier, she published the story she carried for 18 years. Look, she was 18, Heroes was exploding, and a woman Hayden trusted as a friend and protector led her downstairs on a yacht into a tiny room, then physically placed her in bed beside an undressed, extremely famous British songwriter. Hayden said the woman left them alone, and that was the moment she realized what had just been done to her. She fought it off, escaped the room, and arranged to leave the yacht. Look, the memoir names the woman Stella McAmis, but Hayden never named the man. Not because she forgot. She said identifying powerful people could expose her and her company to lawsuits and industry retaliation. Now, less than 3 months after the book came out, she's gone. Cause of death is still undetermined. Police currently report no signs of foul play. Do not let an unproven conspiracy erase the system she actually exposed. Because some of you did not meet danger through a stranger. You met it through the person who looked you in your eyes and said, "Trust me."
The abuse, the fact that I allowed this person not only into my life, but for how long I put up with it. This is a topic I've been journaling a lot about it, trying to organize my thoughts and my feelings.
The threat was not standing outside the gate. The person you trusted became the gate. Then you carried the secret while everyone asked why you didn't speak sooner. Comment scroll below if your body recognized that pattern before your mind could explain it. Look, a system does not need a secret assassination to silence someone. It only needs a trusted access broker, a protected, powerful person, and a young woman who understands that naming him could become more dangerous for her than what he allegedly did. Look, Hayden leaves behind her daughter, Kaya. She was a mother before she was a headline. We do not know what caused her death yet. We know what she said happened. We know she named the woman. And we know the powerful man remains unnamed. Do not fill that gap with a random celebrity guess. Reckless guesses give the system its easiest escape. Dismiss the entire disclosure as internet conspiracy. Look, the name stays hidden, the architecture does not.
They did say that she had a substance abuse problem, as does all of these damn child stars and whatnot, right? You know, they get them at an early age and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Another reason why, you know, these children need to be kept far, far, far away from this demonic industry, right? Even though the children these days are very talented and have a lot to offer, we really have to build our own industry. I mean, you literally could you could make it happen without going to any of these studios and whatnot. Which brings me to the next video that dropped today and whatnot. It had a lot of people talking about your girl Beyonce. Beyonce, right? You get to see in real time what this shit really looks like. For anybody that was like, damn, I wonder why these kids be getting caught up, or I wonder why they be, you know, I wonder what happened to these girls like Britney Spears, and I wonder what happened to Amanda Barnes or whatever her name is, or I wonder what happened to, you know, young Hayden and shit like that. Well, here's a glimpse of what happens.
All right, here we go. Come on over here. Here, you can do. You want to sit on? You want to make this easier? You can sit on my lap, Michael.
She ain't even double question. She didn't even double. She didn't even question it, y'all. Look, she's looking at him on the phone. He's a corn director, ladies and gentlemen. So the way that she sat on the lap, this was not the first time, right? This wasn't the first time that she gave him the lap dance. Damn.
All right, here we go. Come on over here. Here, you can do. You want to sit on? You want to make this easier? You can sit on my lap, Michael. Michael. Hi. Okay, we're in. Okay. All right, we're in the studio, and I have Beyonce sitting on my lap, and I'm.
You're leaning back on this man who looks like a straight creep, right? All nasty looking, you know what I'm talking about? Just to get on the phone with Michael Jackson, right? But this is how they get you on the phone with R. Kelly. This is how they get you on the phone with James Brown. This is how they get you on the phone with Prince. Well, this is how they get you on the phone with a lot of these people and whatnot. Come, sit on my lap. I'm going to plug you in with the guy that I know on the other line. And she's being recorded, right? Where's Matthew at? Where's Matthew? She's being recorded and she's still like, yo, I'm hopping on laps and whatnot. Now, mind you, let's keep it in context. I don't know. This is pre Me Too, right? This is pre Me Too. Back in those days, I'm talking 99, 2000. Things were a little bit looser than they are even today. On today's standards, you might be like, man, they loose gooses out there. No, it was a little more looser back then. That patriarchal energy, right, was more dominant than it is today. Okay? So people are looking at it in hindsight and they're like, yeah, this looks crazy and whatnot. But trust me when I tell you, there was a lot of crazy shit going on. This is the era of like the video vixens and whatnot. This is the era of if you do a video, you more than likely is going to be sleeping with either the entourage or the artist. This is that era of Gloria, Velez, what's her name? Melissa Ford, shit like that. Yeah, remember the whole thing with Pimp C, where the dad had to ask Pimp C, please don't sleep with my daughter. because he probably knew something that we don't know. This is Texas.
Put you on speakerphone.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on speakerphone to talk to her, and give. Okay, you're shaking. Okay, you ready? Okay, hold on.
Oh no, I'm gonna pass out.
She mad young. She still got her baby teeth. Look how young she was, y'all. Huh? With the Bo Derek braids. Where's Matthew?
Michael,
Yes, Mark.
here we go. I have Beyonce here.
Hi,
Hi, Beyonce.
how you doing?
Oh, good. I really appreciate you doing this because we're giving back.
I'm very honored. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yes.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
But thank you. Brad Buxer is putting down the track now.
Right here, Michael.
Brad,
Yes.
Now, Michael sounds completely doped up. I think that's Tito on the other line. To be honest, that don't even sound like Michael. He sounds like he's on. This is not a coherent Michael. You know what I'm talking about? This is not a coherent Michael, y'all.
Down the track now.
Yep. Yeah, Beyonce's gonna go in the studio and lay it down now, and you're gonna give her inspiration.
Michael, when she was listening to the track, she fell in love with it immediately.
Yes, I did. I love it.
You did?
Yeah,
Yes.
immediately, Michael.
It's wonderful.
She lit up, immediately from the very first line of the first verse.
But please don't, Beyonce. My voice.
Your voice sounds great.
You sound.
He was getting over the flu when we recorded this.
You know, the flu. I had the
And
flu.
This is only his demo track for everyone.
That's
to
how his
hear,
voice
so,
sounds when it's
yeah.
when he has the flu.
Well, it sounds wonderful. And the first line, I screamed. Literally, I screamed.
And Michael, she's these guys can sing. I mean, she's gonna nail this. This is great. So we're happening. The vibe couldn't be any better.
Let's get going then.
All right, let's get going.
Love you, Michael.
I love you too.
All right,
Bye.
talk to you later, Michael.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was tough.
He gets very emotional over this project. I mean,
I'm
he's
happy I talked
Russian.
to him. Oh, I want to do a little.
Beloved, you didn't even see him. You just talked to him. That's what it took. Shit, I'm about to pull up and be like, yo, I got Mike on the phone. Come and have a seat, beloved. Ain't even like, you know what I'm talking about? She didn't even see it. It wasn't even FaceTime back then. It wasn't even FaceTime. At least she could have got a FaceTime. That's what they was doing for phone calls back then. It is not normal. No, it is not. It is not. Don't let anybody fool you. This is not normal. But I promise you, it was very loose back in those days. I'm not making no excuses, but it was looser than it is these days. Niggas had to tighten up. Even with all of this music of women speaking about fornication and sexual liberty and all of that, it was looser back then than it is now. For real, for real. Yeah. Man. But yeah, that was the vibes. You feel me? That's the queen bee right there sitting on this man's lap talking to Michael Jackson, right? And then somebody leaked this video today. So we might be looking at possibly a blackmail or something happening. We might be looking at more leakages taking place. It's just smelling like a blackmail operation going down. You know? Undocumented grooming back then. Heavy grooming in the industry back then. I promise you. Don't take my word for it. Just pay attention. Heavy grooming. They didn't see age like that, like they see these days. So yeah, just want to know. You know? But let us continue. Let's continue to go. We got a lot of information that we're gonna be touching on. So let us go to the next one.
This is 41-year-old Jason Arde.
Um, there's a story coming out of Philadelphia, and I have to use a disclaimer. This is very, very disturbing. You understand? Before we get to that, let's get to this. No. Let's get to that. They claim to have discovered the quote unquote, what they call the biggest serial killer and maybe in American history. I'm only getting ahead of this story because two things are going to happen. One, they're going to try to bury the story, and for the sake of transparency and for the sake of closing thousands of open cases, we can't allow that to happen. We can't allow them to cover up this case because there are hundreds of thousands of melanated women that are missing. I think America holds the title of the most missing people and whatnot, right? Philadelphia, Houston, Boston, no, Detroit, Cleveland, right? These are places where there are rises of quote unquote people gone missing, right? There's literally an entire movement that's going on right in front of our eyes in plain sight. You know, the Jeffrey shit, they covered that up. They try to bury that up. They tried their best to quote unquote, you know, they did all type of distractions. So they removed it from the quote unquote from the main psyche of the people, right? They removed it, they covered it up. But I'm here to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, they got some dark shit going on right now. These people, these demons and whatnot, these devils and whatnot, they are walking this earth. It's in ways that I've never seen before. This was also predicted, quote unquote, to happen in this quote unquote year and whatnot. With Saturn in retrograde, shit like this is inevitable, right? The biggest conspiracy out there in the entire world is believing that. But check this shit out.
Did you guys see what happened in Argentina over this fact? The Lakers just sold. Canceled.
Give me a minute. Let me pull it up.
Speaking of plagiarism, now this was supposed to be my research. So get this: the wife of the CEO of Anthropic. These were always interesting to me because what you think? Heads up, Trump is injecting Christianity. Narcissistic collapse is taking place. The biggest conspiracy out there. Okay, Israel lost. It is no secret that tech billionaire. Let's look at the secrets. Possible the biggest serial killer of all time has just been caught.
The biggest serial killer of all time has just been caught. August 2026. It's Eugene Horsch. This all started when he was pulled over 2 months ago in June of 2026. He was pulled over alongside an unnamed female that had the ID belonging to Blair Tonzelli, which is a girl that's been missing for more than 3 years. So she might be one of the victims as well. So what we know is that Eugene Horsch has a house in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. When the DEA searched the house, because when they pulled him over, he had so many charges that it was unreal, plus the missing person ID. He had illegal weapons. He had large amounts of drugs on him. He had that missing person's ID. There was all kinds of crazy stuff going on. They pulled him over. So they did a DEA search on his house. What they found is truly shocking, and I'm surprised we haven't seen more of it on the mainstream media. They might just be scared to let people know that people like this could be your next door neighbor. They found more than 700,000 images of what appeared to be RAPE and death. They found more than 60,000 videos containing the same subject material, more than 10,000 hand-drawn drawings.
So what I was saying a minute ago about not, and I wish we had like a task force I really wish we had a task force. Some of these requests are so outlandish that I make, right? Because I just be throwing it out there like we have a drop squad, or like, you know what I mean? Like we have the equivalent to like what Benjamin Crump and them be doing. Like we have a group of, you know, investigators and shit like that. I guess I'm living in the future and whatnot. But I throw these requests out there because sometimes I just pray and hope that there are some superheroes, or you know what I mean? And I don't mean like, you know, Batman or no shit. I just feel like there's some vigilantes or some people that are gonna hold these people accountable that can hear me, because this is those 7,000 videos, they're gonna bury that. Trust me when I tell you, only because they, you know, the shit is the what they call underground, or what they're calling, is intricately tied to judges, to lawyers. You understand? It's intricately tied to policemen. It's intricately tied to, quote unquote, they have to cover up for these people, because once you start digging too deep, you're gonna uncover some shit that's gonna go down a deeper rabbit hole. It's gonna take you to the dark web. It's gonna expose too much. So they do a great job. They'll throw shit like this out, and then you'll never hear about it. You'll never hear about it until, yeah, he put in a guilty plea and but you let some shit happen with the niggas. You let some shit happen with the blacks and whatnot. They're gonna put that in front of you all day, every day. They're going to burn it in your brain. Let a drill rapper get killed or something. Let a rapper do some fuck shit. That's all you gonna hear about. That's all you gonna hear about. But shit like this should have been front page news. Stories like this should be getting highlighted and whatnot. They're not gonna talk about this stuff. They're gonna sensationalize it for a day or two. And then they're gonna, because what we're really looking at is normalization. That's what we're really looking at. The normalization of depravity, the normalization of demonicness, the normalization of demonocracy. That's what's taking place. It's not about justice. It's not about getting to the bottom of things. It's not about saving the fucking missing people. It's about normalizing these demonic ass behaviors, so this shit becomes part of the fabric. Because I promise you, and I'm saying it like this, and I'm gonna keep on saying it, the same people who are involved with taking over the United States of America, they did that shit through the lens of serial rapists. They did it through the lens of lynching. They did it through the lens of serial murder. Don't let nobody play with you. Don't let these people act like this shit is isolated. They wiped out tribes they were going village to village, state to state, province to province, carrying on because on some demon time. The fucking banshees and these barefoot white folks that were unhinged and whatnot. Serial killing was taking place in Europe when they shipped they shipped the rapists over here, they shipped the serial killers over here, they shipped the murderers over here. That's what they did. It's in them and it's not on them. Okay? It's in them and it's not on them. Don't let them try to act like Buffalo Bill is isolated, because that Silence of the Lamb shit, that's them. And all they do is they have a system to cover them up. It's rituals, it's Moloch rituals, it's Beelzebub rituals, it's all of that type shit. It's Baphomet rituals. Yeah, they're feeding their deities. Super facts. And the Popo and all of these secret societies, all of them is down with that shit. And they all log in to the dark web where they participate in these rituals. That's one the nigga that they got caught, one of their big homies. Trust me.
And manuscripts.
He's like the Mexican plug. He's their version of fucking El Chapo. He's the plug, right? For you know what?
Etc. This evidence is huge. We're talking about almost 1 million things of evidence they're having to go through. So they start going through them, thinking that it's just stuff that he's downloaded off the dark web and he's just a sick individual. but they're looking for this Blair girl, right? Well, when they're looking through the videos, they realize, hey, some of these videos and photos are from inside of this house. And they only went through roughly about 5% of the data. So only 5%. And they already found out that he is definitely.
I don't know why y'all niggas trying to even say, jump off the roof then, nigga. Go drown yourself. If it's over, then get it over with. Matter of fact, send me the PO address. I'm going to send you a suitcase and I'm going to send you a box. Being that it's over, I'm going to send you a suitcase and a box and I'll let you go in Uber and drop that shit off and whatnot. Do me that favor. If that's how you really feel, my nigga, y'all be trying to sound like you're deep and you're not fucking deep.
Responsible for the murders of 4 women, but they haven't found their bodies. It's just videos and photos of him doing things to them and then them dead in the videos and stuff. Gabrielle had been missing since 2012. And Maribel went missing in 2018. Now, the other 2 women that are believed to be involved in this is Blair, which, you know, she's missing since 2023. Supposedly, her father and Eugene's father had some kind of drug arrangement originally planned out. They found a giant grow house in his basement and a humongous stash of illegal weapons. So this guy's into like every single bad thing you could be into, essentially. And the other woman was Amy McHale, and she also had ties to him. She was actually married to Eugene's father, so she would have technically been his stepmother. Now, we don't have videos and photos of them yet. They're still going through everything. We have videos and photos of the other 2, though. And then we also have 5.
So yeah, this is some crazy cracker shit. They back, you know what I mean? They you know, I'm just saying that this case to me is way deeper than what they'll try to give it. You know what I mean? I just want all of my Philadelphians, you know what I'm saying? Stay on point, right? If you live in Kensington, nigga, move, right? And be very wary for the women that's on them Tinder dates and you on Rumble or whatever those dating apps are. I need you to do your research. Stop, you know what I mean? Y'all are making it so easy with these people. Stop it. For real. Stop it. Because these people is on different type of time. They fetish the black flesh. You be thinking that they like it, you know what I mean? Oh, he likes me. No, there's a difference between like and fetish. And I'm being very I'm generalizing like a motherfucker right now. But shit, hit dogs bark. Oof. Hit dogs bark. Yeah. What's going on with Pennsylvania? There was a white dude that got caught. He was in the Crips. He was not dumpstered. This nigga was in a graveyard. He's a grave digger. Right? He was in a grave digger. So, fam, y'all gotta be very careful in these streets, man. I don't know who listening to this. I don't know who needs to hear this shit. Stay your ass inside for a minute. You know what I mean? I'm talking about until this shit blows over. Cause it's crazy outside right now. It is crazy outside. But let us continue. How many of y'all familiar with Blueface? This girl right here, she read this nigga for filth. I just gotta play this shit because look, the level of toxicity this on social media on a daily basis, you dig? The level of fuckery that people are being exposed to because they got T-Mobile and they got phones and shit like that is just crazy. Like, there needs to be some type of straightening going on, but this nigga's out of control. And Shorty had enough and whatnot. She popped out.
Cancel plan. A cancel plan hates to see me coming. One of who else I think we should cancel? Blueface and all of his family members. I'm tired of seeing child abuse. People be like, kid, you used to be funny. I know. Shit not funny no more. shit is not funny anymore. Unfortunately, there's no such thing as canceling anybody because people just find their tribes. So he's found a circus. He's found a clan of idiots, just little stupids that stick together. And they are very, I want you guys to know they are physically strong. Something about not having like logic and intellect makes you like ready to bite. Now this is just my opinion, this is not facts, but I think something happened to the ringleader when he was a child. Plus his brother keeps on bringing up the fact that his childhood was terrible because Clarissa, that's the top of the circus. That's the matriarch of the circus. Clarissa, their mother, had men around and was just basically a terrible mom. Basically, you know this. But 40 years ago, the plans are back on. So by now you already know about Toothless Rufus. Okay, that's Krishan. She has the child that's disabled that she refuses to get help for. They built this circus empire together. So like she said, they are the Jay-Z and Beyonce of this child abuse, child neglect, prostitution situation. Now the OG of the circus is the boxy Mexican named Jaden. She can't stop saying the N-word. She's trying to be a rapper. She's what's wrong with the black community. She has 2 kids. So she comes first. That's the main. That's the first baby mama. She sits on live with a white man every day instead of being a mother. Then you got the new one. They call her Hovea, but her real name is Novea. And she...
I did a lecture in 2018 called From Blackface to Blueface, right? That was around the time when Gucci did the whole campaign with Blackface, right? And they booked us to do a lecture in Las Vegas, right? They had booked us to do a lecture in Las Vegas. It was an elder by the name of Franklin, Rising Power and whatnot, right? It was called Kemet in the Desert, Part 6. That's when me and Blue went out to Las Vegas and it started snowing out there and whatnot. And we did a lecture called From Blackface to Blueface. And this is the beginning of the Blueface career. A shorty with the missing tooth, she wasn't even in the picture at that point. Krishan or whatever, she wasn't even in the picture. This was around Tatiana. This is when he first popped out. This is when he came out with Tatiana and whatnot. And we was like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? I already knew what the fuck we was going. I already knew what was about to happen. I could just see it. You know what I mean? We did a whole lecture on Fulio. You know what I'm talking about? And here we are, damn near a decade later. And the nigga is still up to the same old antics. And people are getting all highfalutin and whatnot and be like, I don't even know about Blueface. I bet your children do. I bet the teenagers is on that shit. You know what I mean? He got the teenagers in a chokehold. And I bet you Krishan Rock got these little girls in a chokehold. It's very toxic. It's highly toxic. It's unnecessary toxicness going on with these inbreds. The whole family is fucking dysfunctional and whatnot. You feel me? The whole family is dysfunctional and whatnot. And quiet as kept, it's these type of displays of dysfunction and whatnot that's giving the quote unquote the serial killers fuel. This is the type of shit that is fueling the people that are hanging people, the serial killers and whatnot. They're feeding off of this type of negativity and this hatred. It's almost like a ill cycle. I'm telling you, because they are almost like useless eaters. They're like useless eaters, and they're lowering the stocks because people equate their behaviors and their personalities and their mindset. They'll paint the whole entire community with a broad brush, the same way that we paint their people with broad brushes and whatnot. You feel me? We don't need our stocks to get any lower, my ninjas. We don't need that. We don't need our stocks to continue to crash because that fucks up our image. And image is everything. Thirst is nothing. I promise you. You want to fix your image.
She's pregnant with Blueface's baby right now. Poor baby. Now, Nevaeh already has a son that she treats like shit. His name is Superior, but she does not treat him superior. She's always mean to him. She's always yelling at him, right? There's a compilation of, like, 30-minute compilation on YouTube of Blueface just caressing this little boy and kissing on this little boy's neck and just being weird with this little boy. And then Nevaeh being like, hey, telling Superior, don't sit on his lap. And then when he gets on, you know, when Blueface picks him up to put him on his lap, he's like, I'm not supposed to do that. And Blueface is like, why not? And he's like, because mom said so. And then Nevaeh's like, ah, no. You don't leave it up to a 4-year-old to set boundaries and then enforce them. You are the adult. If you're uncomfortable with your son being on this grown-ass weird man's lap, you need to be the one to enforce that, not laugh and get nervous when you're found out. But then again, I bet she cussed his ass out because she be, get the fuck off me, little nigga, get off me, little hold up. I'm like, oh my God, he's 4. He's 4. Apparently there's a new one named Rayla that's pregnant. So all these women are selling their children to this man. This is an example of how a woman will sell her child for money and fame and not really give a fuck about the kid, but more so use the kid to be put in position. And they use weak, insecure, disgusting men that are filled with trauma that refuse to heal in order to try to get in that position. No matter how high he places these women, it doesn't matter. They're still lower than anyone on earth. It's a fucked up cycle because we know that the kids don't have guidance. We know that the kids can't raise themselves. We know that the kids are suffering. But when the kids grow up, we say, you're a piece of shit. Like Blueface, you're a piece of shit bum loser. And is that true? Yes. However, look at his mom. Look at his dad. You know what I mean? So instead of these rich kids.
So this is that Jerry Springer culture that I was talking about on the last show. That's why I'm bringing up this situation with a Blueface. This is a living, breathing example. This is the Jerry Springer shit in real IRL. You understand? The mama probably had this nigga watching Jerry Springer when he was in the fucking crib or something. This is literally a Jerry Springer episode in real life. You understand? That is black trash, right? And it's monetized, it's viral. They don't have to do Jerry Springer no more. They have actual streamers. They have content creators. You know what I'm talking about? Living it out in real time, living out the whole fucking show in real time. The show was the programming. The show was the one that planted the seeds. Jerry Springer, the other nigga, Maury Povich, the other nigga who was the security guard, Steve Bilkos. You know, all of these, and people may think that it's like, what did Jerry Springer do? It was so funny. Nigga, what? You don't understand what you were watching. You don't understand psychological. You don't know MK Ultra when you see it. You don't know you don't know a psyop when you see it. You know what I'm talking about? That's the show must go on. So a lot of this programming, and I'm not just gonna put it on Jerry Springer because the music plays a part, the Kool-Aid plays a part, the videos played a part, the niggas watching Scream 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Saw, Insidious, Annabelle. You know what I mean? Like, you got babies watching Annabelle. You got babies watching slasher horror flicks. You got babies watching Pornhub. You got babies watching. I seen a fucking baby eating a steak, a T-bone steak. A baby couldn't be much 6 months old. You got babies taking White Castle to the face. Shit like that is just it's Jerry Springer in real life. It wasn't that dysfunctional before that. Texas Chain Massacre on a big screen. That's what's babysitting them while the parents is doing dope. They got the children getting babysat by the big screen TV and it's playing all kind of RuPaul and shit like that. What are we talking about? Yeah, Faces of Death definitely started this shit. You know what I mean? They got them watching World Star. They got the babies watching Vlad fucking TV marathons, The Conjuring. Like, what do we think is gonna start happening? What do we think is gonna be created out of these situations? And if you've seen a video with Blueface's mother, Clarissa, oh my goodness. Oh my fucking goodness, bro. I had no idea. Then I seen NBA Youngboy's mom, and he's calling her B-word. Oh my goodness. Then I saw King Von's mother. Oh my goodness. Huh? This shit is not, I'm seeing patterns. No, not Clarissa Shield. We're going to talk about, I think the nigga mom's is named Clarissa or Carlisha. I don't know. Something with a K. We're gonna get to Clarissa in a minute though. Yeah. Ha.
Traveling the world, speaking multiple languages, experiencing different things. They're cussing and they're at a Dollar General trap house mansion. And for some reason, this guy that looks like a predator, acts like a predator, is a liar, is a manipulator, is a scam artist, is a pimp, is a self-proclaimed pimp, wants little boys to see grown women and get horny. He, for some reason, wants to push these little boys into puberty. He doesn't want to teach them how to read. He doesn't want to teach them how to go outside and play and explore and be whimsy. He wants to teach them how to get horny. That's not weird at all. This guy that looks like a predator, acts like a predator, walks like a predator, and talks like a predator wants little kids to hurry up and get horny. But that's not weird, and I'm reaching. Anyways, I gotta go.
Her name is Keita Rose. Keita Rose. K-I. Look how she looked before the make. She looked good before she put her face on. She looked the same. She definitely looked the same. Yeah, but her name is Keita Rose. K-I-T-A Rose. Yeah. Oh, let's bring up Clarissa real quick. We'll get an update on young Clarissa. We'll get an update on young Clarissa. Clarissa Shields.
Clarissa Shields is the greatest woman to ever fight with or without gloves, and you can argue with your mama. She did something against K. Scott that Layla Ali, while she over there talking, ain't never did. Mike Tyson ain't never done this. Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Sonny Liston, either the Klitschko brothers, Anthony Joshua, and you can keep naming them. They ain't never beat their opponents so bad that their opponent's corner threw in literal towels. They took literal towels and threw them all into the ring. I'm not talking about a doctor stoppage. I'm not talking about a referee stoppage. I'm not talking about, the fighter refuses to come out of the corner in between rounds. I'm talking about somebody beating their opponent so bad that their opponent's corner took a literal towel and threw it in the ring to stop the fight. K. Scott's corner threw in every towel that they had. Huh? Now let's get it clear. Muhammad Ali did that on a multiplicity of occasions. Tyson Fury did that to Deontay Wilder. I've never seen a woman do that.
Nah, I'm not gonna hold you. I told you. Leave that lady alone. I don't care how corny she is off camera. Let Clarissa live. I even had to listen to a whole rap song that she, you know what I mean? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just sit through this whole shit. It was like the Four Shooters, the drop down mic. I was, you know what? Fuck it. You know what I mean? I've heard worse. And then afterward, I was like, no, I haven't. But guess what? Papoose gonna straighten her up. You know what I'm talking about? He's from Brownsville. I don't think y'all understand. He's from Brownsville. Like, my nigga Papoose came up, baby. Yo, the hands. Oh my goodness. The hands, my nigga. Family. I don't know if y'all seen, bro. She beat that white girl to smithereens, bruh. Oh, big ass white girl too. I told you she was looking like Drago from Rocky 3, nigga. Oh, big old white girl. Oh, big old white girl. Old Becky. She 42. She beat the snot box out of that girl. Oh Lord. Because think about it, they was in Atlanta in an all black arena. I think the white girl was the only one in the fuck. She was the only speck of whiteness in the entire arena. On guard. No white people showed up for this white girl. It's a lot of white people in Atlanta, mind you. I know y'all saw FIFA. It is a whole lot of white people out here. None of them showed up for the Becky and let her get her ass whooped at a Zeus. It was a Zeus event. All of the knuckle draggers, nigga. It was a knuckle dragger Investfest in that bitch. I know Remy Ma better leave that girl alone. I tell you that much, boy. Nah, them hands. I hope them hands, nigga. If Papoose, bro, I mean, he got ashy knuckles and whatnot. He looked like he got hands, but Clarissa will knock that nigga's top off. He better be careful, bro. He better not tell her no. You know what I mean? Not a speck of Beck was in the audience. They left her dry. The Great White Hope, she got abandoned by her own people and whatnot. I'm like, I'm looking at her getting beat up. I'm like, what is she pulling on? Because I know if she looks in the audience, you know, like when the Mexicans is fighting, they pulling on Mexico, nigga. The whole, or the, you know what I mean? The narcos bought up the whole front row. Anybody from Mexico fights a nigga, yeah, the narcos is buying up the whole front row. They all in the bleachers. They got the flags and whatnot, the sombreros, you know what I'm saying? Tortillas and everything. You know what I mean? The Don Julio is pouring up. They turning up. They got them boots on with the metal in the front. You know what I'm talking about? They wearing the nut huggers. Yeah, they pulling up. They not playing. They representing for their Mexicans. So when a Mexican is getting the beats on them, he could look in the crowd and be like, Tito, Tito, give me, go back, Tito. And then he gets, you know what I'm saying? He gets emboldened. Yeah, the white girl didn't have that. Yeah, she didn't have that. Nobody white showed up. Not even security was white. Dead ass. She was in the blackest. I never seen Black Atlanta get so black other than the other night. It was super black. It was more white people at the Investfest than it was in the State Farm Arena on Saturday, nigga. It was the blackest I've ever seen Atlanta, nigga. Big Meech, Floyd Mayweather. The hood was out. The boxers was out. The Zeus Network was out. Nigga, Ray J, Adrian Brona, the streamers was out, nigga. They was all outside. I know it smelled like cocoa butter and Hennessy in that bitch all night. And fucking Black and Miles and maybe some backwoods. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, shout out to Papoose. Yeah, you got you one. God damn it, you better hold on to that. You know what I'm talking about? You better hold on to that. Yeah, them purses is getting bigger and whatnot. You know what I mean? Them purses is getting bigger. What do you expect from a woman that got hands like that? I would expect my lady to be square too if she had hands like that. What else does she do? The way that she boxes, she didn't have time to be a lady. Or what you know, lady, and you can't send that to charm school. It will fuck up the algorithm. Let her be. Let her be, nigga. Let her rap. With all of the girls out here rapping about their coochie and everything, sounding crazy and whatnot, man, fuck that. Let her go, man. She could get better. You know what I'm talking about? She got the bread. She could get a fucking ghostwriter. She needs Cardi B's ghostwriter or something. I just want to see her and Layla just settle it. You know what I mean? That Layla Ali. You know what I mean? Because it's always gonna linger. It's always gonna linger. Oh, Layla Ali was better than her. She retired on a high note. She would have whooped on her at her age. Bring it on. Bring it on. She gonna do her numbers with that. Bring it on. I don't know who's gonna win. May the best woman win. Either way, for me, it don't matter. You know what I'm talking about? I know it's gonna be they gonna be walking them dogs. They're gonna be walking them dogs. And for the record, I am not a fan of watching women fight. I didn't even know I enjoyed that shit that much. But god damn it, when she started throwing them bows, I was like, God damn. I seen her fight before, but her beating that white girl up, it just looked different to me. Yeah, she put a knot on her head. I seen Clarissa fight before, but her beating up that big ass white girl, that tall glass of water, yeah, that shit did something for me. For real, for real. You know what I'm talking about? I'm ready to write a rhyme and send her on a DM. I'm ready to pin. I'm ready to write an album for her. God damn it. You know what I'm talking about? Shit. She had the goats out. Her name is the Goat, right? The Goat. She could still turn on the feminine energy. Yeah, she be coming out getting her hair done in the weigh-in and whatnot. She said she was like, I'm glam when I was the first person to bring glam to the boxing ring. You know what I mean? When I started glamming up, all the other girls, they started glamming up and you know how she talk, right? So yeah, that's her thing. You know what I'm talking about? That's her thing. She's glammed up. You know what I mean? She's glammed up. She got her Brownsville nigga. You know what I'm talking about? They wearing matching leather shirts and whatnot. East New York, Brownsville. Yeah, Papoose different. You know what I mean? That's a different breed. But she better, I know one thing, Remy Ma better leave that girl alone. Cause if she catch up to the young, if she catches up to Remy, and I know Remy got hands and whatnot, you know what I'm talking about? She's from the Bronx. I know she could pull a weave or two, but bro, not with this one. You know what I'm talking about? Grant, get this, divorce that man and keep it moving. Stop rapping about her. Cause you gonna run into her at a Walmart or something. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna look ugly. You know what I mean? Yeah, niggas from East New York, Brownsville, they wear matching outfits with their lady and whatnot. They known for that. They know, and she from Flint, Michigan. That's like the Brownsville of Michigan, right? Like Flint is like this. There's literally they a match made in heaven. They a match made in heaven, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? The funny thing, they found each other. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, you gonna see matching. They might have the matching sneakers one day. You know what I mean? You know, I'm just Mike Tyson is from Brownsville too. I never seen him wearing him and Robin Givens. I think they had a matching outfit one time, but that's about it. Mike is different. Mike is different. Papoose different. They not the same. They not cut from the same cloth. They a little different. But yeah, that's a different East New York and Brownsville from Brooklyn. Yeah, they different than everybody else that's in Brooklyn. That's like Far Rockaway is different from every other Queens person. They're just a different breed. It's a different pedigree out there. You know what I'm talking about? You said Clarissa could beat Pap up? After this display of strength, I think I mean I don't know. Papoose don't look like he ain't no punk, but he might get a few hooks in there here and there. But yeah, she might lay that boy out. She might lay him out, you know. But shout out to her. Y'all, you know, I can't speak for nobody other than myself. I'm not gonna bother her. I would suggest that our sisters and whatnot just let her live. Give her some grace. Could she get some grace? Could there be a grace period and they let the girl live, man? You know what I'm talking about? She don't have the most media training. You know what I mean? She's not the most likable person because she don't have the media training and the girls don't like her. But don't pile up on her, please. Alicia, oh, that's her op. That's the big op. That's the one that's gonna take her down. Baumgartner, that's the one that's finna take her down. Yeah, the vitriol on her is it's a lot. It's a lot. You know, Slauson, you said you always rooting for the underdogs, right? Yeah, man. You know, shoot, she's giving underdog even with those belts and whatnot. She's still the underdog. But I tell you this, she packed the motherfucking house, even though it was like Zeus and all of that crazy shit with Takeshi and Big Lex. Yeah, you didn't think I know about them. I found out about them the other night. I think Ray J sold them tickets though. To be honest with you, they was like, yeah, Clarissa packed the joint out. Nigga, Ray J packed the joint out. Fuck you mean, nigga. That was a Ray J event. Look at what boxing has come to, y'all. This shit crazy, man. This is not like the fucking Don King days of Mike Tyson. This is not the heydays of fucking young Mike, my nigga. These niggas is out here doing crazy shit in the boxing ring. These niggas was wrestling. Yo, Orlando Brown. Yes, yeah, yo. I don't want all of the ladies to have hands, but going back to the earlier thing that I was showing you about the dude in Pennsylvania with all of the serialness and how black women are kind of like, you know, y'all got to be careful and whatnot. So I was watching a video on Instagram and it was a lady in a room full of, it was a black lady in a room full of black ladies, and she was teaching them about gun ownership. She was teaching them about gun ownership. And what this lady says makes so much sense, right? When it comes to, if you purchase a firearm, men and women that are listening, let's be clear. Let's use logic. Let's be logical. Let's talk about this. If you have a weapon, a hammer, a blicky, or a gun, you're not, and you're defending yourself, because women have the toolie in their bag, or they'll be walking around arming themselves. There's a lot of women right now getting armed, right? They're getting their licenses, and they're going to learn how to shoot, and they're getting defensive training. But what the lady who was training explained to them was this: you're not getting a gun to shoot somebody in the leg and keep them off of you. When you purchase a gun, when you pull out a firearm, it is to take somebody out of here. You don't have no, you don't know if they're gonna survive or not. But when you pull that hammer out, it is for lethal purposes only. Don't be shooting in the air, my nigga. This is not Boys in the Hood. The fuck? This ain't Menace to Society. You better hit something. And when you hit something, you gonna take that shit all the way down. So for the people that don't have it, and even if you buy a knife, and I don't know if anybody have ever been to those type of situations, adrenaline takes over, and you are going to click on into self-preservation, which is the first law. You might keep squeezing until that motherfucking clip is empty. It's the same thing with a knife. If somebody run down on you and try to hurt you, you gonna bang on them. So the thing is this: does a pistol whip still count? My thing is this. How many people, how many women out here is just gonna, you pistol whipping niggas? You gonna pistol whip a nigga on meth? You gonna pistol whip a nigga on K2? You gonna pistol whip a rapist? Nah, that's not the movies. You pulling trigger. So this is my thing. If you don't have that in you, well, you might want to take the Clarissa route. And I'm not trying to masculinize no women out there, because I love femininity and whatnot. I love femininity, but you know, shit real these days. You smell me? Shit is real these days. So you might have to learn how to, you know, when they do when they be sparring and whatnot, you might have to get your spar on. If you got inspired by Clarissa's hands and whatnot, you can do it. That could be you too. You know what I'm saying? That could be you too. But what I don't want y'all to do, and I would not like you to do, and what I would highly suggest you not do, is just be in your soft girl era and not think that you have to, you know, protect yourself in no type of way. And I'm not fear mongering and whatnot. I'm just saying, according to Polymarket and Kalashi, my niggas, you know what I'm saying? In the next up into 2030 and whatnot, it's unpredictable. You know, it's unpredictable. You know what I'm talking about? So if your record is clean and whatnot, you might want to go and get that AR-15 and learn how to hit the motherfucking watermelon from far away and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You might want to do that. You know? Yes, we are in wartime. Every other day they finding somebody hanging from a tree and whatnot. We are in wartime. And I don't want to burst nobody's bubble, and I really don't want to spread no type of discomfort and whatnot in the minds and the hearts of people who are already kind of like have a lot on their shoulders and whatnot. Shit, why don't you get those electrocution gloves that ICE is gonna have? You might want to start with that. I don't know, or that fucking bear spray. The bear spray be spraying, right? I seen a nigga eat that though. I seen a nigga eat it though. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to spread no fear. Chocolate, come and save us.
And get into it on this wonderful Monday morning. I'm your host, Rick Goddess. Let's go ahead and get back into it. So apparently, and get this girl. I'm not sure if you guys knew, but
Chocolate got the blicky. I don't even need to second guess it. I know Chocolate Godiva got the blicky. You know what I'm talking about? I know the Chocolate Godiva got the blicky. It's just giving blicky to me. You know what I mean? I know that she'll walk a nigga down.
This is the president, Javier Milei. He's supposedly like Benjamin Netanyahu's like inbred cousin, brother, cousin. That's just what the streets are saying. And the streets don't be lying. So I don't know. They related, they kin, or whatever the case may be. But then again, if you are Israeli, I hate to break it to you, babe, you're kin. Don't matter. Y'all all kin in some way, shape, or form. Look it up. I lie to you not. I might tell you a joke, but y'all are all inbred, okay? That being said, it's a reason why all y'all look like y'all got body parts that's from like the miscellaneous bin, like God ran out of parts or some shit like that. Like you, y'all inbred. Anyways, he is the president of Argentina, because that's not where we going. Y'all not about to get me fixated on that again. He's the president of Argentina. Supposedly, the $40 billion, if y'all remember the last time, before Donald Trump got into office, Joe Biden had, I guess, agreed to give Argentina $40 billion with the knowing that it would be stopped. The payment would be stopped by the Supreme Court or what you have it. The Treasury Department. I don't give a fuck. Either way, it didn't go through. This time, supposedly it went through. $40 billion sent over to the president of Argentina, because if you didn't know, Argentina is basically like in the shitter right now, economically. I'm not sure if it's fully in the shitter, but economically they're doing pretty bad. And this man, again, who supposedly is Benjamin Netanyahu's inbred cousin, he is supposed to be selling that land to Israel in return for that $40 billion. So all the same situation that's happening in Albania, happening in Argentina, because again, what the fuck is happening over there in Israel? Like literally it's being decimated. They done got themselves into a situation. So the same shit that happened D-Day after everything failed. We need a safe haven, right? Apparently them folks in Argentina, they wasn't having that shit. They say, oh hell no, motherfucking no, bitch, you got the right one today. Now here's the thing. We don't care. You know what I mean? We were watching that bullshit y'all did at the World Cup. We're fully aware that y'all are hella fucking racist, like unnaturally racist, like to the point where it's like literally MAGA on steroids. You know what I mean? It gives forced energy for a place whose dollar isn't even worth 15 cents of what it's supposed to be worth. You know what I mean? I expect that from you guys, but my
Now hold on, sister. Let me stop you right there. I know you was in the middle watching that video, but what better way to start the second half of the year than to help make sure that we are right on track and where we need to be, and that we reach our goal, and that I can continue bringing you these videos with better equipment, better sound quality, better video quality, you name it. So help Divine News Network reach our 50% goal in the next 30-some-odd days so we can be on track and make sure that launch day is right on point. Okay? Now listen, I know this goal was ambitious, but I know we can do it. With the support of all of you guys for the past 6 months plus, I know we can achieve our initiatives and get to where we need to be. Okay? So without further ado, make sure that you are sharing this video, that you are liking, and that you are making sure that you make your donation. Okay? Listen, the time has started, and we gotta go to reach. Send them funds, girl, and let's get back to that video.
I guess seeing the videos that were coming out of this situation, like how they were trying to gain traction and attention, because they burnt the American flag and they burnt the Israeli flag and was like, Argentina's not for sale, and pretty much copied and pasted the entire Albania, you know, like 73, 74, 75, 76 days now since they started protesting. It was literally copy and paste. I looked at it and was like, the videos that were coming out of the situation in Argentina was giving very much like, we want the whole world to see. We need a whole world. And the whole world's just like, yeah, we don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, we actually don't give a fuck. You know, this is your problem. Love that for you. Love that you were able to stop an Israeli takeover. Love that for you, babe. But also, we don't care. We don't give a shit. Like, I'm not even sure why y'all thought that we would. Love that for you, that you were able to figure your situation out. But like, Keep us out of it. You know? Keep us, everybody else, out of it. Why do y'all think that it was our job after the behavior that y'all displayed? Like Argentina, like the Argentinians that are there, they have consistently displayed such disgusting behavior to the entire world that stark mirrors Israel's behavior, and decided to burn these flags, the American flag as well. Understood, but there was an expectation that the entire world was supposed to bring some kind of like visibility to what they had going on. And I know you're like, well, Gaddafi, you're talking about it. Yeah, to laugh at you, not with you, babe. We're laughing at you. Yeah, but Israel's taking over your country, and we're also laughing at them in the process of them taking over our country. Ha ha, joke's on you. I needed the market to crash. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't getting a home without it. I wasn't going to be able to afford shit without it crashing. Ha ha, joke's on you. They're not getting any of what they wanted. They're taking over your government. I don't give a fuck. None of us do. I mean, some of them do. Obviously, like the white people that had like generational wealth. You know what I mean? But the rest of us, we don't give a fuck. We don't care. Some of us care, but the vast majority of us, they're literally sedated right now. You want to know what they were doing while you were fighting for your sovereignty? They were watching baddies. They were watching Tashiki purposely throw a fight so she can get $1 million from Zeus Network. They don't care. Let me tell you what they're doing. We're all having a good knee-slapping laugh at what the U.S. soldiers wrote on a plane, the wing of a plane, against Israel as they exited. You know what I mean? You're just not the central focus. So whatever's going on in Argentina, that's your problemo. You know what I mean? It's more of a personal problem. It's definitely not giving the rest of the world's problem. It's not. I'm sorry. You showed your ass at that World Cup. We already knew that y'all are racist as fuck and disgusting people in Argentina. We already knew that. We already knew what the social norms were. But to see it in real time, the disgusting behavior at the World Cup, and to see the nasty things you guys have been posting online, not just at the World Cup, but surrounding the World Cup. Just how easy it was for you guys to just not even the black players, but people that played against you guys, fans in the stands. It was disgusting. We're not losing sleep. We're not losing sleep. We're paying attention to what the soldiers are doing. That's actually pretty fucking hilarious. Operation Epstein Fury. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's fuck. I hate it when people are funnier than me. I hate it. I'm probably gonna chuckle about that for the next 3 days. You know what I'm not gonna think about? How Argentina was just fighting for their sovereignty. Congrats, babe. Yay. You know, it would have sucked if you had two L's to capture in 1 year. You know, once at the World Cup, obviously. You lost that. You lost. But also, if you lost your sovereignty right after that, you almost did. You almost did, girl. It's hanging on by a thread. Hanging on by a thread. That would have sucked real bad, but it would have been earned. Well earned. Because the way y'all treat everybody else, girl, that would have been a loss that none of us would have even noticed happened. Because, we tend to just ignore you guys because of your behavior. I'm going to be honest. It's because of you. Anyways, good luck with that, girl. Let us know. Or don't, we're not requiring you to update us. You're good. Either way, you're good. Matter of fact, don't call us. We'll call you.
So speaking about is it real, I know that we were talking about the debates the other day, and I was highlighting all of the debates that were going on, the rise of this debate culture and whatnot. And then this happened.
Remember that this is who the IDF is actively giving guns to go kill children.
Great.
That's literally
Yes.
what you're doing. Did you kill
fine.
children?
No.
Did you kill a single child?
I actually didn't.
You didn't. You didn't. Are you sure about that? I don't know if I believe it because you can't even explain your own claim. How many people did you kill? Why can't you? Zero? You served the military? You
served in the
killed
military.
zero
Yes,
people?
That's the idea.
Where did you serve? What were you?
I actually served.
Where did you
also in
serve?
Gaza.
What was your role?
A commander and a
A
fighter.
commander?
And I didn't kill.
So
yes.
who did you command to kill? How many people
All
did
right.
you command to get killed?
I'm happy that
Did
you
you
are
ever
actually
command
asking
for a
those
bomb to
stupid
be
questions.
dropped?
Yes, actually.
Yes.
Yes.
So you killed people. So you just lied. Again, I just caught him in a lie. He just lied.
So
where did
we're
you
gonna
command
play
for
this
bombs
game?
to be
What?
dropped? Where did you
Definition
command
of-
for
why
bombs to
we're
be
not
dropped?
talking about
Where
definition
did you
of
command?
terrorism?
Why do you not
Why
want to
are we not
answer
doing
this?
this?
Did you
Why
ever
are you
command
saying
for a
this?
bomb to be
Did
dropped
you
in a
actually-
school?
Did you actually support terrorism?
Did
That's
you
why you don't
ever?
want to talk?
Did you ever
Did
command
you
for a
actually
bomb to
put
be
so
dropped
much
in a
hell
school?
in your face in order for me to see?
So if I were to, before I would play this video and I would show it to somebody and I would be like, which one do you think is from Is It Real? A lot of people would pick dude on the bottom, right? Not realizing that over there, it's not one monolith. There's not one group of people. There are a bunch of people over there who look like Arabs. You understand? There's also Ethiopians that are over there. There's melanated people over there waving that white and blue flag and whatnot. Unbeknownst to a lot of people, there's Ethiopians. You feel me? There's Africans and whatnot. And there's a lot of those people that you see on the top, right? Who basically are amalgamated and what? Yeah, the the Semitic debates, right? So this one got violent right here. They popped off on each other and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? This one definitely got violent. But I'm just once again highlighting that the debate culture is thriving online right now through many different channels, through many different platforms. I do I think it would benefit our community if there was some type of a debate platform, but it can't be the same old modus operandi of before. I would think under new leadership with a new program and definitely new moderators and whatnot, something that's more controlled. But not against each other per se. I would definitely want to see melanated teachers crushing the opposition from, other nations and other tribes and other, like if the FBA want to debate people from the diaspora and get it out there once and for all, I'll watch that. I'll see what they got to say. That whole debate with spiritualists or brujas versus the girls that are into the Christianity, the Bible thumpers. Yeah, I probably sit back and watch that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what people have to say, but it has to be based in intellect, though, not feelings, not conjecture, not insults, not speculation, real shit, like real facts, especially in this age of information, like hardcore facts. We need fact checkers. We need real life fact checkers, real time fact checkers. This shit needs to be like a Clarissa Shields fight. We need judges with a scorecard. We need judges with a scorecard. And once it's done, it's a one and done. We don't want to hear from people no more. They need to it needs to be some shit, shut up, put up and shut up type shit. Like once this is over with, we need to be able to move on so folks could debate what the hell they're gonna be doing to prepare for 2030. After the debates is over, there needs to be more you know what I'm saying, action based, you know what I'm saying, situations. The same energy that they're putting in, or use the money that they raise from the debates, use the debates as a lead magnet, because we're in the attention economy, because we're in this new economy and whatnot. I use that as a lead magnet. Fuck it. Don't hit me with the morality shit. It's over with. Then there's no more normal anymore. We survived Fauci, my niggas. Like we're drawing outside the line. We can't. You know what I'm saying? People that try to hit us with the 2015, 18, 20 consciousness. No, that's not where we are right now. In the procession of the equinox. We're in a different space. You understand? These are sophisticated savages running around. It's gladiator time. You know what I'm talking about? Use the debates as a lead magnet and take the proceeds and build something with it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You know? That's how you do that shit. You know? That's the only way that some type of building is going to take place. You're going to either have to throw a concert, you're even going to have to throw a big ass debate, you're going to have to throw some niggified shit, some real low frequency, I want to see blood, and then take the proceeds from that and build out something positive. And I'm not saying it's going to be negative or nothing, but Coliseum, people like sports, they get together for the sports. They getting together for debate challenges, right? Saturn is in retro. They come in for the challenges. They come in for the quote unquote clashes. They coming through for the controversy. Yeah, that's trap music. That's trap music. Take the proceeds and build something with that. That's how you balance it out.
Oh, now you gotta attack me, my appearance?
You've been attacking me for 2 hours, bro.
I'm asking you, this is
So I'm
relevant.
asking
You served in the military. You were calling them the most
Palestinian?
moral
You can answer
military
me.
ever.
You can answer me. What is a Palestinian?
So here's the thing.
What is a Palestinian?
The reason why he doesn't want to answer my question is
It's
because
unbelievable.
this guy literally bombed a school, and he won't deny it. Deny that you bombed a school.
I personally, in my command 20 years ago, did not. But
You hear what he said? Yes. He personally did not. He had somebody else do it.
Yeah, when they show Israelis, they don't always look like that. But that's how most of them look. That's how some of them look, that is. Let's continue on that trail. Let's get them out the way. Let's just wash them and get them out the way, because
A bizarre day living in the occupied country of the United States of Israel.
Israel is committing a genocide in
That's
Gaza.
incorrect. That is.
Because somebody would be like, damn, Red, more about Israel? Yes, nigga. The United States of Israel. Yes. I showed you that the Congress, they merged the militaries, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Israel is America right now. Like, yes, you need to understand who your ops. You need to understand who the leaders of this country, who the illegitimate quote unquote who took over this country. Yes, yes, they merged the military, nigga. What? And people still functioning like what? Yes. You need to know who these people are. They literally are trying to merge their military with your military. And do you know if that goes through, bro, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I don't even want to be here for that. That's going to be a whole nother level of demonic shit going down with them. Once they get merged and they could walk the streets, no posse comitatus, and they could have their way over here. Oh my goodness. Are you dumb? Shit gonna be crazy. These are demons.
Factually incorrect.
It has been regarded by...
We'll meet Glenna Milberg. She should have her journalist license revoked and be removed from TV for spreading lies.
At the United Nations and Amnesty International and even Israeli human rights organizations, including B'Tselem, there's
The
a number
definition of genocide in the UN has said this, does not apply to what many people might think as a disproportionate wartime action.
To go to war with somebody, they have to have an army, navy, and an air force. They have none of that. They are Palestinian prisoners.
That's what that is in many people's minds. Genocide is a very specific thing.
Genocide is not only for the Holocaust. Other motherfuckers committed, like this genocidal country that is committing it right now against the Palestinians. And they're going to try to go into Lebanon, Syria, and Egypt.
Actually, genocide being committed against Jewish people, not by Israel.
Message to all the normal Jews out there: anti-Semitism will continue to rise if you do not speak out against Bibi the bomber in that genocidal country. If you continue to just try to blatantly lie and act like, I have no idea what's happening over there, people will continue to conflate you as Zionists, and you will be more and more hated day by day.
And that's just a fact.
I mean, the United Nations recently in Geneva found that the IDF had deliberately targeted women and children. There's been famine conditions imposed over the Gaza Strip by the blockading of aid. entering the Strip. There's been indiscriminate bombing of hospitals, of mosques, of churches, of...
Again, I'm going to have to stop you, as that is factually not correct.
That's why I'm beginning invited on TV, because he's so much more respectful of me. I'm not, what, bitch? Shut the fuck up. That is factually correct. You guys have blown up hospitals, double tapped them. You guys have killed more journalists than all of World War I, World War II, and the Vietnam War combined. You guys have constantly stopped aid from flowing in to the country of Palestine. So what the fuck are you talking about exactly? Hello? Stupid bitch.
But I hear you talking about something very important to a lot of people, and certainly who think that way. But as a congressman, and I'm being told we have to wrap.
Oh, surprise, surprise. Oliver Larkin says the quiet part out loud, and next thing you know, oh, we gotta cut. He's no. He's not peddling the lies that we thought he was going to. So right now we're no. Florida, you know how we rock with Zionism. Jesus, BB the Bomber's son is here. This is national security of defense, and for whatever reason, our media says nothing about it. Imagine if somebody said we should hang Zionists one by one. Like I said, you may be fuck around and thrown in prison, but they act like this isn't even said, even though this is a person that walks around with a noose pin, put on video, manhandling people from the flotilla, and they're like, we're going to reprimand him. Yeah, with what?
Most Gazans understand they have nothing to look for in Gaza. By the way, go up to the roof here. You don't even need binoculars. Anyone who looks from here understands that in the next 20 years, there is nothing to look for there. And that's perfectly fine. So it must remain an eternal ruin. It shall not be rebuilt, as a reminder of iniquity for anyone around us who ever conceives of doing to the Jewish people what these Nazis did.
I always wonder if they understand that they're the Nazis, or they're just so brainwashed since birth that they really think that they're on the path of righteousness. Because, I mean, the fact that Mamdani is surrounded by who they consider terrorists and people that they want to kill and are on their kill list or have killed already, and he says, don't let them win, that would be like putting him next to Adolf, but that would be accurate. This is just false and lying about somebody that you don't like because they want to arrest you because you're a fucking war criminal. You're wondering why you stopped hearing about the attack on the synagogue? Well, it's because the guy wanted so badly to be Israeli and accepted by Judaism, and obviously once he got there, they're like, you're a goy. We don't fuck with you, get the fuck out. And then he spazzed out and started spitting on them, because that's what they do over there in Israel to Christians, and said that they were fake Jews. So a man that was so blindly supporting Israel finds out he can't get accepted by people that are actually from Israel, and then bugs the fuck out. But they call it an anti-Semitic attack. How could it be anti-Semitic if he's trying to be Semitic? I don't know. Obviously, Mamdani's being blamed for it because the community warned July that his anti-Israel hate put Jewish New Yorkers at risk. And it's like, well, don't you think bombing children and bombing women kind of put Israel at risk? Where it's just like, most people watch the videos and they're like, we don't really like that. That seems pretty inhumane. You're killing journalists, you're killing women, and we're watching you kill people that are part of like the medical teams on camera. We have this weird shit that's going on with them moving and infiltrating all of South America, whether it's Colombia, Venezuela, Argentina. It's basically, if the leaders do not agree, they will be removed, or in Maduro's case, we just kidnapped that nigga straight in the middle of the night. Somebody will be replaced that likes them and will establish ties with them. And now if shit really hits the fan over there in West Asia, they have a new backup spot. We're like, oh, we can just move Groove Vibe Slide over to South America. They love us. It's like, wow. Unfortunately, Diaper Trumpstein is so occupied by the double Epstein files that none of this fucking matters. And they're now talking about possibilities of using a nuclear weapon because they won't raise the white flag, which is, anybody could have told you since the beginning, Iran will never raise the white flag. You're going to have to put boots on the ground if you want them to surrender. And even then, they're not going to surrender. You're going to have to go kill them. And that's the only way that maybe they'll surrender.
Yeah, let's continue with the fuckery. Now, remember we were talking about the Colombia situation, and now Colombia is a puppet of Is It Real, along with Venezuela, along with Paraguay, and along with Argentina. And then we were like, yo, the earthquake that took place was in the melanated area of Colombia. The earthquake, the epicenter of the earthquake was in the most melanated epicenter, right? Which the president conspicuously did the inauguration in Cali 2 days before the earthquake. And that was the first time in Colombia's history that they moved from Bogota to Cali. He went to the black part of town where they did not vote for him, where he has the most opposition, and he did his inauguration. Probably casted some type of spell and whatnot. You feel me? Probably summoned some type of Leviathan demons and shit like that. And then the earthquake hit. Then this nigga pulled up the other day and he did literally what Donald Trump did in Puerto Rico after the hurricane, where he was throwing paper towel at them. This nigga was throwing soccer balls at the black people in Colombia, right? Just giving you a heads up as to these are all one cabal. This is all one group of people. This is what you're dealing with and whatnot. These are the people that need to be removed immediately.
10th, 2026. A magnitude 7.4 earthquake struck Buenaventura and the surrounding region. 6 days later, President Abelardo de la Espriella arrived for his official visit. However, he did not arrive with cargo planes carrying potable water, prefabricated shelters, or field hospitals. Instead, video footage shows him tossing soccer balls emblazoned with political slogans such as Defensores de la Patria, Defenders of the Fatherland, and his administration's official insignia from an armored vehicle into the crowd. The victim's reaction was immediate, visceral, and entirely justified. A local woman shouted directly at the cameras, "Our children are going hungry, and you bring a damn football with your logo," a logo that reportedly cost over 1 billion pesos to design. Social leader Leonard Renteria plainly stated that amid hunger and dehydration, football is the least of anyone's priorities. Let's call this what it is. Not a clumsy mistake, but a contemptuous act. When a leader tramples on the rubble where families are digging for remains and offers them a branded toy, he is not offering comfort. He is intentionally making a fool of himself.
So that's what's going on. I told y'all when I went out there that they have a disdain for the Moors. They have an inbred disdain for the Moors. They hate the Moors over there. They have a nigger gripe, a Moorish gripe. You feel me? And that shit played out like clockwork. You know what I mean? And this is the beginning of them letting their fangs out. You're going to see more of their provocations against melanated people. And, you know, unfortunately, that's going to be what it's going to have to take to wake a lot of people up in that region who probably was, you know, being enticed by the gringos and under the spell of the conquistadors, right? It's going to wake their asses up, because sometimes you have to get shooken out of your sleeping state to wake up. But yeah, they're going to have them people up in arms and whatnot. You feel me?
Lakers just sold for $12.5 billion, and everyone is arguing
a little bit more with these people in the way that they out here washing their money and moving all of that bread around. $24 billion for the Lakers.
The Lakers just sold for $12.5 billion, and everyone is arguing about the buyers, the timing, and the investigations. Like, I'm not inside that deal. Neither are you. Forget the conspiracy for 1 second. That transaction simply exposes something nobody talks about when money gets this big. Like, successful people do not stop having patterns. Their patterns just become more expensive. When you're broke, a hidden pattern might cost you $500. When you're successful, it costs you $50,000. Give the same unconscious identity access to real leverage, and now it has millions or billions of dollars of runway. Like, that's why people with money are sometimes the hardest to diagnose. They can afford to survive their own patterns. You call the avoidance discernment. You call the control standards. You call the fear risk management. You call the inability to trust anyone leadership. And because you're still making money, nobody questions it. Especially you. Like, success didn't heal the pattern. Success gave the pattern a bigger budget. Like, if you're making enough money that your pattern stopped looking like problems, comment, scroll below, or hit the link in my bio. The scroll scan is not another abundance exercise. It's a mirror for the identity making decisions with the money, influence, and leverage you already have. Because the question at your next level is not, how do I make more? It's, who is making the decision when I do?
Right, Bruzy.
Crazy breaking news. They finally did it. NVIDIA just convinced the entire world that GPU compute is an investable alternative asset class.
Not yet. We're gonna get to the AI shit, brother. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Remember that this. Did you guys see what happened in Argentina over this bizarre day with the country of the United States? Remember that this is. You can shut up, you genocidal freak. Shut up, you genocidal.
Shut the up, you genocidal freak. Shut the up, you genocidal freak.
Absolutely coward.
Part 2 of the debate. This is part 2 of the debate. Yeah, they out there popping off and shit.
Shut the up, you genocidal freak. Shut the up, you genocidal freak.
Absolutely coward. You can't do my brother.
Dude, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it.
You wanna play?
Guys,
You can't do
please don't.
I told you you can't do. Don't do it. I told you. You can't do. I just proved my point.
Sorry.
I proved my point.
You serious?
You can do, my friend.
Thank you.
When you've been punched in the head, punched in the face, you can go cry.
Bro. Don't for bro.
No. It's not for vote. It's not for vote.
He's
been threatening, guys. He's been threatening. You listen to anything about it. Anything about it. All the camera.
Saturn in retrograde, right? Saturn in retrograde. Like I was saying when the show started, it's a lot of shit in the air. You might want to be very mindful of that. Avoid conflict because people are on edge. People are on edge. And when we speak on is it real and they're private, and we speak on this crazy ass government and whatnot, and what we're doing is giving you a forewarning because these people are getting their robots ready. These people are all about robotic warfare, AI warfare. We call it IOWAS, Artificial Intelligence Weapons as a Service. And check this out.
These robots make you feel safe or concerned. After China unveiled armed humanoid and robot dog prototypes, the United States is now testing its own military robots. Built to carry weapons and fight on the battlefield, they could change warfare forever. Supporters say they'll save soldiers' lives. Critics warn they're the beginning of autonomous killing machines. If conflict escalates, could America one day send robots into Iran instead of troops?
I don't think these niggas understand how intelligent AI is. Cause right now it's cool having dogs with machine guns, big ass tanks with legs. But as soon as AI gets to a point for thinking for itself, this would be the toughest enemy to take down. This shit literally built for combat. Nigga jumped over a barrier and headshot at something in 2 seconds. Whoever's developing these robots, I just really hope they know what they're doing or have a kill switch or something like that. Cause I understand that robots are the future and ain't no way around this shit. But we gotta have some type of discernment. What's crazy is there's things happening behind the scenes right now that could be funding this entire future. Allegedly, Trump and Elon Musk were meeting up and discussing plans about a project. And there's speculation that this project could be the implementation of these robots. And the reason why is because war with Iran has been going on for a while. So
I've said
people
it
think that
before.
Trump is trying to put his
That the war that you see going on right now is called Operation Southern Spear. It is an AI war, okay? It is an AI war. When you read the Wikipedia, it explains that it's an AI war. Drones, land drones, submarine. They're really up in that Caribbean Ocean, and they're really over there in South America, all around those waters and whatnot, testing a lot of these drones and whatnot. That whole provocation with Iran, that's really a rollout so they can start bringing these robots, these Starlink and these robots that are connected to Starlink and shit like that into the fray. So when they merge the military, listen to the play. That's what this whole merging of the military is, because you know the center of all of the autonomous AI weapons is Tel Aviv. The center of the AI, when it's basically Skynet, is it real? So the merger, Flock Camera, Palantir, what's that shit in the sky? What's that shit? the satellites that Elon and them got. That, right? All of that is dealing with these quote unquote embodied robots, right? So when people be like, oh, I don't want to learn about nothing that AI, nigga, what? Nigga, who Starlink, right? So Starlink connected to flock camera, connected to a fucking robot, right? The Optimus or one of these militarized autonomous killing machines, right? Where they could just look at you and pull up your goddamn social media profile because they're going to implement through the digital IDs, they're going to try to implement social credit systems like they have in China. That's why I'm sharing with people. Don't be on Instagram raging out. You feel me? Don't be on Instagram getting caught up in the rage bait and whatnot. And you online spazzing and having these psychosis episodes and whatnot. Might not want to do that. You might not want to do that. That's why they got all of this race-based shit going on with niggas getting they hanging people. You know what I mean? They got Nancy Grace out there getting niggas all in their feelings about Nolan Wells and everything. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got a recording. Oh, you know what I mean? All of that is rage baiting. It's Trayvon Martin 2026. But what's the rage baiting for? The rage baiting is to get you to react. The rage baiting is to get you to be online going crazy and whatnot. All of that shit where they were exposing, is it real with the Epstein and everything? That's only to bring about the rage bait so they could get everybody's social media, because Palantir, by way of ICE, is scouring all of social media, grabbing up everybody's profiles, basically putting motherfuckers in dossiers, threat levels, and all of these other things. Be very careful about the games that are being played, because by 2030, it's these. So now if they talk about, I ain't even gonna say it. But yeah, and people got nanobots in their blood right now too. People got nanobots and some other things inside of them. So pay attention to what's going on with ayahuasca, right? This is more than likely. I might do a lecture on this. I don't want to do it on YouTube. I don't want to rage bait on YouTube. This more than likely will be on Patreon behind the paywall and whatnot. But I do have a follow-up to the ayahuasca series that I was doing. I've been compiling a lot of research, a lot of information. You feel me? Because I'm inside of the AI, so I understand what I'm looking at and I see the moves that are being made. So yeah, I'm gonna play another video in a minute just to show you how deep and how dark some of the people behind the scenes in the AI that you might even think is a benevolent company. You know what I mean? Like Anthropic. I'm gonna show you how benevolent they really are.
Stop to it by adding these robots in. And after doing deeper research, this project is already on Debt Screener, sitting above a $2 million market cap. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. But if this is true, imagine where this can be at by the time these robots actually launch. Just comment the word coin.
So imagine if they say, yo, we want to invade that island, Karg Island in Iran, and we don't want to put none of our boys, none of the troops at in danger and whatnot, because it's just too much. You know what I mean? They got this shit. They're gonna more than likely start rolling out some of these land drones or some of these robots, because it's already a drone war in the Ukraine. They doing drone, predator drone, sky drone. It's a war. These niggas is doing it like a video game. So please pay attention. But shit, nigga, if you could get your hands on a robot, if you could get your hands on a drone, you'd be better with one than without one. Or one of them fucking dogs and shit, you might want to grab them shits up now while they're affordable and while the government allows you to get it, because that's going to be the future of how they gonna move.
So much tea about Anthropic that is going on right now ahead of the IPO. It's mind-boggling. One of the elements under discussion is Dario Amadei's wife, who apparently asked Jeffrey Epstein to fund her adult content series. And apparently all of this information is completely scrubbed from the internet, and none of the AI models will talk about Dario's wife. As the company goes for IPO, it's also coming out that she is a key advisor to the company, but she keeps a very low profile and no one really talks about her at all. And Anthropic is eyeing an IPO at an unprecedented market cap of $2 trillion. I personally don't think that Dario's wife's story or background should really impact Anthropic's future as a company or their IPO, but it's just too many things coming out at once. Anthropic seems to have changed its token limits without telling any of us, and that seems to be showing up everywhere where people are running out of tokens more easily and more often. We have this watermarks issue. All in all, people are questioning the type of company Anthropic is. Meanwhile, the competition from Chinese models and open weight models in particular is absolutely insane. So it also means that there is a lot of downward pressure on Anthropic's future. And then there's also this news on Twitter where someone wrote about how they had a conversation with an early investor in Anthropic, and the vibe is very, very negative at the moment. There's a lot of anger within the company, outside the company, among the investor circles. The future of the company is uncertain. The thesis is that as the company grew, they couldn't really indoctrinate all of the new employees into the cult. So there is a clear cult membership and a non-cult larger part of the organization, and that's not going very well. Like I said, so much tea. We'll have to see how this all plays out. It's a very, very interesting time that we're living in right now.
So Anthropic is about to file their IPO, which probably will be one of the biggest IPOs in Wall Street history and whatnot. But as they are closing in on their IPO, they're being exposed for a lot of the fuckery and a lot of secret things. The head dude in charge, the CEO, his wife basically was linked up with Epstein and whatnot. She was linking up with Epstein, and they were doing some nefarious shit behind the scenes and whatnot. And that's just one of the main. That's just one. I mean, when you really think about it, Anthropic was behind knocking off the supreme leader in Iran. Anthropic was behind getting Maduro out of Venezuela. Anthropic was basically that whole war in Iran. They were using Anthropic, so that company be trying to act like, you know what I mean? Claude is trying to act like they're clean. I use Claude, you know what I mean? Claude is my tool of choice, but they're very dirty behind the scenes, you know what I mean? They're basically a weaponized, you know, they're a government asset of war, you know, on some Tony Stark shit. That's just where it's at right now, you know? But let us continue. So then we'll play this one what Dude was talking about.
Breaking news! They finally did it! NVIDIA just convinced the entire world that GPU compute is an investable alternative asset class. And you already know I'm about to break it down for you, so make sure you hit that follow button. This week, Jensen Huang announced that the who's who of asset managers are putting in $500 billion to build AI data centers. That's $500 billion. Why would they do that? Well, do you guys remember how all these companies are loaning each other money in the greatest circular financing system of all time and bleeding their balance sheets with an insane amount of debt? Well, they need help to do it. NVIDIA has to keep this entire AI ecosystem going, so they don't just sell shovels, they're loaning out GPUs and investing. Buying GPUs is an expense, and these companies are taking unprecedented levels of debt. So what did NVIDIA just do? They changed the definition. Buying GPUs is not an expense, it's an asset class that you're now investing into. We're not buying products, we're investing. Essentially, they're saying investing into data centers is the same revenue generating collateral as real estate, infrastructure, electricity, railroads, you name it. In fact, BlackRock's CEO just said that investing into GPUs is the same as investing in the mortgage-backed securities. By the way, when you buy mortgage-backed securities, you're investing into the cash flow of the mortgage payments, not the physical real estate. But the homes ultimately are the underlying collateral. But unlike homes, GPUs go obsolete within a few years. But then Jensen already addressed that with secondary markets. So instead of spending gazillions of dollars building data centers themselves, these companies will now be able to just operate and lease them. Under mortgage-backed securities, at least there's physical real estate that act as the underlying collateral for the loans. If AI demand goes down, what are AI chips and AI data centers really worth? What do you guys think? Is this just the next big step in AI financing, or is this just spreading the risk around like peanut butter? Let me know what you guys think. Peace.
Yeah. Let's go to some more info. Man, Stephen A. Smith is...
It is no secret that tech billionaires say we're probably living in a simulation. No secret that tech billionaires say we're probably living in a simulation and that base reality or the real world is somewhere above this one. But this idea is not new. Plato, 2,400 years ago, wrote what's called the allegory of the cave, where prisoners were chained facing a wall, watching shadows move across it, absolutely certain that the shadows are the whole world because they never once turned around to see the fire that was casting the shadows. And his point was no metaphor. To him, the physical world is the wall. Everything that you're looking at is just a projection, while the real world is behind you and you've never even turned your head. Then there's the Gnostics, which said it even colder than that. They said that this world was built, actually fabricated by a lesser being they called the Demiurge, and we're just divine sparks that he trapped inside his construction. They said he wiped our memory and left convinced that the simulation is all there is. Now, the Hindus called the simulation Maya, or the veil, and they were specific about it. The physical world is a projection laid on top of the real one, and the entire purpose of the path is to see through the projection and wake up from it. And then there's the Hermeticists, who gave us the actual mechanism. As above, so below. And in this system, the physical world is a lower copy of a higher pattern that was generated from it and is fundamentally mirroring it. So this tells me that simulation theory is likely not a discovery. It's a memory of something deep within all of humanity. But here's where the ancients left the tech billionaires in the dust, because the billionaires stop it, we might be in a simulation, and shrug their shoulders. But the traditions actually ask the only question that matters: how do you get out? And every single one of them came back with the same answer: gnosis, direct knowledge of what you actually are and where you actually come from. The initial memory wipe being akin to a prison, it does make sense that remembering is the key. And that map, how the traditions describe the simulation, name its architect, and chart the way out, is exactly what we go into inside the inner sanctum. It's actually open now and easier to join than ever before, but literally only until midnight tonight. So comment the word join. We're doing something very special. Leave the word join in the comments or click the link in my bio and I'll send you everything you need to know. The simulation is quite literally the oldest secret there is, and the more of us who wake up to our true spiritual nature, the better, regardless of your theological beliefs. So please click the share button and send this video to anyone who needs to hear it, because every person counts. I'll see you in the sanctum.
Collapse is taking place as we speak. Right now, these dark entities are starting to be exposed. The matrix is starting to crumble. And what it is, you guys, is that it's these dark entities, all right? It's darkness. This duality is very true. There's light and there's dark. There is darkness in this world, and it is being exposed right now. More truth is flooding into the planet. Right now, the frequencies on the earth are shifting. That is why these narcissists are not going to be able to keep up what they've been doing for very long. More people are catching on. And obviously, I'm part of it, right? I make videos about narcissists, talk about it pretty frequently because it's a huge deal. This is a huge deal in the ascension of humanity, is identifying these evil spirits and these evil people that are walking among us. Empaths that can feel very deeply. We have been traumatized by these people our entire lives, and so many other people have been traumatized by these evil spirits their entire lives. And so it's a huge deal, man. You know, and there's people that might see this video and they're like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? Like, there's still people that are still asleep to this stuff, and they will say narcissism is a buzzword and like you're overreacting and all this stuff, because not everybody can feel these energies. There's people that have spiritual gifts that can feel these energies, all right? That's what spiritual gifts are. Some people have certain qualities that other people don't have, right? And they can spot energy, they can feel energy. That is why all these people are starting to speak up on this, because it's happening right now. The people that can feel the energy, the people that are spiritually tapped in, know that this is taking place right now. And the people that can't feel the energy, they think that all these people are crazy. You know, why would there be millions of people speaking on the same subject? Millions of people are saying the exact same thing that's taking place. You think that's just a coincidence? It's not a coincidence, man. Some people can feel these energies way stronger than others, and other people can't feel it at all. But that doesn't mean that it's not real. This is very real. It is dark energy that is trapped inside these human beings. It's been going on since the beginning of time. It's not going to end, but we are now becoming awake to it. That's what's happening. So they will no longer be able to fly under the radar.
Do you see the narcissistic collapse taking place? Is it something that you've noticed? Does anybody know about that?
Trump is injecting Christianity.
And while he says that, we still have this shit to deal with.
Trump is injecting Christianity into military schools for military families across the country. The Department of Defense, according to the Associated Press, has announced that starting this fall, there will be Christianity taught in all military schools across the country. These are schools that the Department of Defense operates for military families, K through 12, kindergartners. It operates about 160 schools for about 70,000 students for military families. And well, the course is titled Western Civilization, quote, The Golden Thread, A History of the Western Tradition, Volume 1, The Ancient World and Christendom. That's what the book that they're going to be using is called. And so now they're injecting religion into the studies of military students, I mean kindergartens, first graders, second graders of military families, whether or not they're actually Christian or not. So as always, I'll have more updates for you soon. Spread the word. Follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. There'll be more to come very soon.
It's interesting to me because what you mean you paying for your friends? But Penn State here, hello, y'all got some special white breed EDs. Y'all was drug running? And not just like regular shit. The Whites, Breaking Bad, Jesse Pinkman 2.0s. For the love of the fucking game to get into a fraternity. On it, Operation Drugs Unlimited. When they have an operation going, most of the time that means you guys are fucked. And basically they track kilos of cocaine moving from New York and Philadelphia. And they're like, oh shit, a lot of it ends up at Penn State, at these specific two fraternities. Then these two would take the pledges and be like, hey, if you want to be pledges here and make it into this fraternity, yeah, you have to cut that cocaine right there, bag it up over there, and start selling it. And every time we have parties, you already know, start moving, grooving, vibing, sliding, stay on the low, and we're gonna keep this operation going. Now you guys are fried. Cops here got arrested because he obviously was just concealing information from the cops when they came and said, yo, what's up? What's going on, son? I don't know. I have not. You don't know? Yeah. Seems like he was keeping the cocaine here. Seems like you knew about the cocaine. He was like, well, yeah, come with us. And the rest of y'all, the snitching begins now. Everybody gonna start turning on each other. Y'all parents is all telling you, prison's not for you. You know what happens? You get fucked in the ass. And so I know y'all gonna be like, hey man, he made me. They said if I didn't start cutting this shit up, I could get beat up. I don't know. I felt like I was joining a cult, which is, you know, fraternities, cults, very, very close. You guys do some iniquitous things to get into these fraternities that a lot of you guys keep on the low and keep silent. Where I've heard some stories from some of my white friends, I'm like, wait, excuse me? They was trying to make you do what exactly? Actually, I had 2 different cribs, 2 different fraternities. And on top of that, the pledges have already said part of them trying to get into the fraternity was cutting and bagging that shit up.
Watch them not get no time, more than likely probation. Another example, like we needed anymore to remind people, right, that this shit is about classism. This ain't about no justice. This not about law and order. This not about lock up the bad guys. No, nigga. This is about you could do what the F you want to do, just don't get caught. And even when you do get caught, just have the right lawyers and your ass will be able to walk away without that, with a slap on the wrist. Meanwhile, they handing out 60, 70, and 80 to mother effers from the hood who got duped into thinking that they could play that game and whatnot, not realizing what type of game this is. This is a classism game, and you are at the bottom of that totem pole. And this is trap music. These traps are set for your black ass and nobody else. To be honest with you, they set for you. And yeah, you got a bunch of white people to get caught up in it and whatnot because they just natural fucking rebels and shit. Like they just naturally criminal minded and whatnot. The trash part. But it's classism, so that's the trash. They take the trash out. They don't care about the color of the trash. White bags, black bags, and everything. It don't matter. It don't matter.
So basically, you guys were running like a fucking drug-related sweatshop. And, I mean, did they not make it if they couldn't bag this shit up? Because they're like, we're going to lose some money with this fucking idiot. Yeah, he was like a cinch. We can't have him in here. I mean, well, good luck being Walter White. So we have our dickhead crime of the day. Bro was working at Shake Shack. On his day off, he robbed the Shake Shack he was working at. Literally robbing the people that he worked with. And they were like, wait. He didn't even try to change his voice. We know who that nigga is. So obviously, they called up and, yeah, we pretty sure he just robbed us for $3K. $3,000. You're gonna go to prison over $3K? You could have just made that at Shake Shack in like, what, 6 weeks or something? I mean, I guess one day, but like, then he came back to work. Oh, what's up, y'all? And they was like, what's up? Nigga, you just held us at gunpoint. Yeah, the cops are on the way. Booked, charged. Dickhead of the day. I mean, you slow as fuck. Shake Shack? Robbing your own spot on your day off? Dickhead? Goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's nasty work. That's nasty work, bro. America's dumbest criminals. Let's tap into this real quick.
This conspiracy out there in the entire world is believing that every single thing is a conspiracy. We are living in an information war where the battlefield is the infosphere taking place on social media. The fog of war is a phrase that describes natural confusion which emerges in combat. When you scroll and find endless conspiracies, the fog of war can cloud your vision. This fracturing in mental comprehension creates static in the informational field.
What I would like to say that this channel represents, even though this is a new format that we've been, exploring over the past, I don't know, how long have we been doing these video clips? For about a year now, maybe longer. I am trying my best to be as non-conspiratorial, right? Because people might be like, yo, Red, you don't cover this and you don't cover that. And it's like, yeah, because I don't like conspiracy. It's niggas in the feds with conspiracy charges. Like, I don't want to add on to the fog of war. I understand that we are in an information war. And I'm not saying that every single video clip that I'm playing that I could stamp that all of these people are speaking 1000% facts. But I do fact check the majority of the information that's coming through this channel and whatnot before I even put it up. And I'm not up here, stretching the imagination. Like I don't reach a lot. You feel me? I'm not throwing my arm out and I'm not trying to utilize the trust that you guys have in me to have you believe whatever I say just because I'm saying it. That's not what I'm here for. Like, if I'm showing you that there's a war in Iran, it's because I found out that there's a war in Iran. I'm trying to stay within that line without trying to be too deep because I don't feel like I have too much to prove and whatnot. When I do my lectures and when I'm behind the paywall, I try to stay far away from playing clips. It's my research, it's my deep diving, it's what the hell I'm getting into. But these clips feed my information. These clips are like lining up with the what is conspiracy? I guess conspiracy is shit that you can't prove. Conspiracy is things that are like really far-fetched. Conspiracy is like, and there's a lot of conspiracies that have come true. You know what I mean? And I'm not taking nothing away from the conspiracy theorists and whatnot. That's not what I'm doing. Please, I don't want to misinterpret my my stand and whatnot. I don't want to misinterpret what I'm saying, my disclaimer. You feel me? But this lady right here in this video, she's speaking about the fog of war, and she's speaking about, the deluge of information that's going on. That is a part of warfare, because warfare, and we spoke about this on the last show, you got to remember, even with Is It Real, they say warfare is deception, right? And 90% of warfare is deception, and it is propaganda, okay? And information is warfare. It gets physical later on, but it starts in the mental plane. It even starts in the spiritual plane, but it trickles down to the mental plane, which trickles down to the informational plane, right? So information war or information or what they call intellectual warfare is literally a real thing. Intellectual warfare is literally a real thing. henceforth why they were so up at arms and they had that man in the UK take his own life and whatnot because he was in Cambridge and whatnot. They gave him all of these titles as being this quote unquote intellect, and his word was held a lot of weight, right? The professors and the scholars and whatnot, right? The reason why they would demean. I remember all the way back in the days when they went after Dr. Leonard Jeffries at City College and whatnot, and they were trying to wash him up. I remember they trying to go after Dr. Benham, right? Because they understand that intellectual warfare could dismantle their system and whatnot. They hated the mind of Malcolm. They hated the mind of the nation through Elijah, and they hated the mind of Khaled, of Louis Farrakhan, all of these intellects. That's what they feared. They literally have it on record through the CIA that they fear consciousness the most. Not the conscious community, just consciousness, awareness, right? Because you could collapse the wave once you become aware of some shit. You be like, nah, that's not real. Collectively, we not jacking that. And once we not jacking some shit, it will dissipate. A lot of the things that are being held together is being held together through the glues of ignorance. That's why I'm like, yo, the debates that I'm seeing right now that are going viral, the reason why they're going viral, maybe because niggas is popping off and whatnot, but they're going viral because they're getting put on these bigger platforms like the 20v1 where the girl Jasmine debated the Christian, the Bible thumpers and whatnot. The debate that Candace Owens had where she crushed that dude from TPSU and whatnot. She got 5 million views on her YouTube channel. Remember, Ross Ben spoke about Candace Owens, and literally the next day he was on Third Eye Thursdays. She did the debate on Friday. I talked about it on Saturday. Literally, she has her foot on the neck of your sworn enemies. More than any black woman that I could look around and look, even though I feel that she's compromised. I'm not the biggest, I'm not throwing my all of my support behind Bandis Owens and whatnot. You feel me? But from the optics, right, and the character that she's playing and whatnot, and the way that the script is being written, she of any name a black woman who got who put fear in a white Republican heart like Bandis. Give me a name, and I you know what I mean? Is it Rachel Maddow? Is it the lady what's shorty Joy, the lady from NBC? Is it any of the Democrats? Is it Angela Rye? Like who's cooking them? Who got them nervous? Right? Like who has them like, yo, I hope she don't talk about me today. She made 100K an hour yesterday. Ugh. And donations. And bro, yeah, Bandis Owens. Huh? Bandis Owens. Jasmine Crockett? I don't think so. Let's be clear. Throw out more names. Angela Rye, Joy Reid. Who is it? Kamala Harris. Who got them shook? Who's cooking them? Who unraveled this shit? Because remember the Charlie Kirk situation, right? Barley Kirk. Even though I could not stand that man, his assassination unraveled everything that they were trying to put together. If you pay attention, their whole shit dismantled after Son got shot in the neck. After he got hit in the windpipe and whatnot, that whole movement fell apart. That beyond MAGA, their whole shit is in shambles. And the fact that she was able to expose that the person who they use as a scapegoat didn't clip him, that the government more than because she's leaving it open. Like if Tyler didn't clip him, who the fuck clipped him? Right? So now all of that faith that the MAGA boys had in the government or the MAGA people, they hate isn't real because of that. They hate the government. You know what I mean? It's a quagmire. And she was the one who basically dug that boy up out of his grave, dusted him off, sat his ass in a chair, and breathed life in him. You feel me? Her infatuation with Charlie, you know what I'm talking about, got her in her Birkin bag, right? And then she started cooking these niggas. You feel me? Even though it's like not on a level of cooking that we might be used to, all in all, it's still a cookery. You know what I mean? It's still a barbecue. So she is the woman in the wild who literally has her foot on these people's necks and whatnot. And if she wasn't super compromised, she probably would have a show every day spilling more beans. But they got a leash on her. And that's Kanye's protege, right? That Kanye is her coach, low key, allegedly. You know? But if black women could draw anything from the optics of that, you could be proud of your sister. You feel me? If the divine feminine could pull anything off of that demonstration that you're witnessing right now, albeit, you know, all of the fuckery that she may represent and the things that she said and whatnot, and you know, all of the other things that will prove to be negatives against her, at least you could be like, well, shit, she got her foot up their ass. Type shit. You know? And if she was really, really about that life, she could really turn the heat up. So when you pray for her or when you pray about it, pray for that. Pray that she gets pray that she really gets some type of, because you know, they'll probably try to really knock her wig off if she really stepped out of line. But it's a show. Amanda Seals. Said Amanda Seals got him shook. Right. She's control opposition. She is control opposition. She's not a rogue agent. If you don't look, if you see what you're looking at, she's surrounded by them people. She's not rogue. She's control opposition. It is theater. It is theater. It's like a fucking a soap opera, and it's a vertical soap. It's a vertical soap, but they chose her to be the face of that vertical soap. She's almost like I called it before. She's Olivia Pope of these days. She's Olivia Pope. You know, Bandis Owens is the Olivia Pope prototype. That's kind of what she's giving.
Turn cynical, believing everything is synthetic or unreal, including forces like nature or God. If you don't have some form of solid perception, you have no determining factor nor will that you can use as a catapult towards the momentum of your destiny. If your timeline stagnates, if you're a slug and you stop moving, you are everything they've always wanted you to be, because you have no power. This idea of determining no power comes from the false notion that everything is pretend,
We are most likely in a simulation.
that no one's real, that there's no hope, that there's no collective destiny that we can all come together and defend and activate. You have to simply use your brain. If they're trying so hard to poison people, doesn't it mean that who tries to poison us sees us as threatening? Even a snake would be more calculating in the amount of venom it excretes into the veins of those it bites, meaning even a snake would be more gentle. The degree to which these people try to poison our reality demonstrates that they are highly fearful of us, therefore falling into the tactics they employ, believing that everything is corrupt. Hardening the heart is akin to a slave resenting the slave master while mimicking the master's patterning. We must abandon the so-called masters, the elite class, by refusing to be like them. Cold hearts create a human winter, and stagnating humans create a sterile world, closing ourselves off to the bounty of beauty in this realm.
Well, that's just like the highest form of self-poison, and that's exactly what they want. Even Machiavelli said make mistakes of ambition, not mistakes of sloth, because at least ambition was trying. At least you tried.
So this next clip right here is going to be dealing with homie out of the UK from Cambridge, the brother who either lost his life or took his life. But yeah, there was a big rally today in the UK for people showing unanimous support for the brother and whatnot. And that just highlights, it just highlights the attacks that so many people in both academia, right? The same way that they attacked melanated women with DEI, the same way that they chased our people up out of the federal workforce this year, the same way that they started cutting all of these jobs off and just sending people to the gallows and shit like that. There's an attack through the workforce and through academia against the people. Facts. And this case was a glaring example of how they all ganged up. Them niggas formed Voltron on homie. I'm talking about multiple institutions, and even some of the quote unquote African blogs got behind the fuckery and whatnot and was playing part and parcel the same way that like Shade Room and Spiritual World and all of those gossip sites be doing fuckery over here. They was doing it over in the UK. Check it out.
Is 41-year-old Jason Ade. A few days ago, he was found dead at his home. He was a professor at Cambridge University. He was accused of plagiarism, then hounded by the British media with an astonishing 249 articles in 22 days. Jason resigned, saying he had reached the limits of what any person should reasonably be expected to endure. 188 of those 249 articles came after he resigned and said this. 9 days later, he was dead. But Jason's death also confirms what many black people in the UK already know. The society is outrageously institutionally racist, and the media is one of the hammers used to maintain that framework. Pay attention. The day Jason died, 1:01 a.m., the Mail runs a psychiatrist speculating about a condition that might explain him, a psychiatrist who had never met him. 3:11 p.m., the Telegraph publishes another piece contesting Jason's account of his own childhood. 1 minute later, at 3:12 p.m., the ambulance is called to his address. 6:12 p.m., the Times publishes a column mocking him. Jason is already dead. 8:40 p.m., the Times publishes his obituary. Wow. In 2023, Jason became the youngest black professor in Cambridge's 800-year history. I hate saying that because blackness isn't some handy.
And when we talk about Cambridge, right, and Oxford, these were the universities that were formed as a result of what they call the translation schools, right? So what they did was they were able to attain manuscripts, well, going all the way back into Andalusia and the Iberian Peninsula. The Moors, right? They opened up these quote unquote schools. It was under Alfonso X, was one of the emperors or one of the kings, Alfonso X. And Alfonso X, he was the one who was creating, it wasn't universities back then, and it wasn't colleges back then. They were known as translations. They were translation. They were facilities where books were being translated, right? So they were translating Plato. They were translating the Greek writings and whatnot. They were translating books out of Kemet. They were translating books that were written in Latin and whatnot. And inside of these quote unquote, the aristocracy would pay for their children to go and learn arithmetics, all of the liberal arts and things of that nature. That created what we know as the Ivy League colleges. Okay. But those colleges were born off of the stolen manuscript of the Moors. They were stolen. They were born. They were created based off of the writings. We're talking about before the writing press, before the printing press. Before the plethora of books were able to be created and whatnot. Back then, you had these handwritten books. Books were way more valuable. Intellectual, all of that stuff was held at a highest regard. They didn't have movie theaters. They had theater, but they didn't have movie theaters and things of that nature, right? Yeah, Toledo, Oxford, and all of that. So in 800 years, he's one of the youngest melanated Moors, basically, to hold a position in their distinguished schools and whatnot.
Is already dead. 8:40 p.m., the Times publishes his obituary. Wow. In 2023, Jason became the youngest black professor in Cambridge's 800-year history. I hate saying that because blackness isn't some handicap to be overcome. Almost immediately came the cries of DEI and wokeism. This is Nathan Kofnas, a self-described race realist who left Cambridge in 2024 after arguing that in a meritocracy, meritocracy, black people would disappear from almost every high-profile position outside sports and entertainment. His July blog post attacking Jason lit the fire. Then the Telegraph published an article titled Cambridge's Diversity Poster Boy in Plagiarism Row. They knew that was like throwing raw meat to ravenous racists across the country. I'm not saying I know Jason was innocent. Fine, investigate him. Fire him if necessary. But the plagiarism was just the excuse. They went after his books, his visiting professorships, his marathons, his charity work, his childhood, his autism. They chose the target first, then built the case against him. This is William O'Reilly, a Cambridge associate professor found to have plagiarized his own undergraduate student. You ever heard of him? Did journalists investigate his childhood, his health, his entire life? I don't care whether Jason Ade was guilty. Academic misconduct deserves academic consequences, but the British press turned a black man into the centerpiece of a national anti-DEI witch hunt. And to the journalists who participated in this, white and black, you should spend the rest of your careers and lives in infamy, but I'm sure you'll sleep well at night. You need to have a soul not to. Jason, your life mattered and society failed you. Rest in peace.
So today, as a result of this story right here, he had a resounding, you know what I mean? And then it's like in hindsight, people come out and support you, but it's like he might have needed that when he was going through what he was going through. But nonetheless, they showed up in droves, right? To support him. You know, once again, they got melanated people pissed off, you know, right? But once again, these are all wake-up calls for people that are living in a fucking dream. These happen to be these wake-up calls that people who are in a stupor sometimes need. They need these wake-up calls. And I hate that it has to come at the despair of people who look like us and what. I hate that it has to come at the fall of grace of people that look like us. But you know, how else are people gonna wake up in this world where people are so numbed out and they're so numb? Society has us desensitized. You feel me? So shock and awe is literally the last fucking thing left that's gonna wake people up. Unless you wake up on your own, like all of us have waken up, we don't have to go through shock and awe. We don't got to get buckets of hot water thrown in our faces and whatnot. We're fully awake. We're fully aware of what the hell going on. You feel me?
There needs to be some justice.
Situations they should have things like this when he's alive, right? Because right here, this is all energy harvesting. Somebody is drinking those tears and whatnot. Somebody is drinking those tears. They need to hold rallies. They should have held a rally for that man when he got fired or when he resigned the next day to show solidarity and whatnot. Because literally, that's the type of support that he needed. But this is a reaction to the situation, and that's not good enough. Fuck that. Don't cry for me, Argentina. They'll cry for you in the end, but not when you going through the fire. Nobody want to touch you. When you getting stoned and whatnot, when you getting crucified, niggas don't want to pull you off that cross. They don't want to get on the cross with you. But after they take you off the cross and you're a cadaver, then they want to have a rally. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. know? That's that reactionary shit, you know? That's not good enough. To me, that's not it. But I'll let you, I'm showing what they doing, but I don't want to. I don't want to send the wrong signal like that's the way or that's the answer. No, that ain't it.
Speaking of plagiarism and extraction from Black bodies, this book, The Tyranny of the Meritocracy, was written in 2015 by Lonnie Guinier, a Black woman, Harvard law professor, the first Black woman Harvard law professor.
And no disrespect to anybody out here. My father is a professor. Well, he retired. So I'm not taking no shots at the educated Black bourgeoisie class and whatnot. But that shit that we just saw, that's that educated Black man shit. You know what I mean? That's when niggas get too educated that they forget, you know, and then sometimes when you're dealing with the knuckle draggers, you know, they just go off of the straight emotion and tear shit down and whatnot. But it's like they've gotten our people so programmed in this fake ass intellectualism, you know, what do they call that? Respectability politics type shit and all of that fuck shit. The people are so sheep like. The sheeple are so they got our people so trained everywhere. This is what society is doing. They have people super docile, you know, super docile, to whereas they're not gonna buck. They're not gonna knuck if you buck. They're not gonna. That's why, you know, I'm watching Clarissa Shields boxing, and I'm like, that shit is, you know what I mean? Like, I would rather see that than all of this passive shit. Like, I want to see white women get knocked the fuck out. Like, when she punched her through the ropes, I was like, ah, shay, nigga, I lit a candle, nigga. The fuck? You know what I'm talking about? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I need action. I need mittens. I need paws, my nigga. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need that passive shit. Is not. It's not cutting it. Not in 2026. Hell nah. Not post Third Eye Atlas. Like, turn the fuck up if need be. All of this passive shit, y'all already know what it is. Let's stop playing games.
Tenured Harvard law professor. In 2020, her colleague, a white man, Michael Sandel, another Harvard professor, wrote a book called The Tyranny of Merit. Exactly 5 years later. What did Harvard do? They celebrated his book. They wrote numerous articles praising his book in 2020, almost like hers never existed. A Black woman wrote a book in 2015 called The Tyranny of the Meritocracy at Harvard Law School. 5 years later, another professor, a white man, writes another book with an almost identical title, with basically the exact same premise. And he was praised, celebrated, almost like the entire goal was erasure of Black scholarship. Not so fun fact. Did you know that during slavery, slaves, enslaved Africans, enslaved Black people were not allowed to invent things? But they invented things because, you know, they're human beings and humans invent things. Everything they invented became the intellectual property of the white people that were enslaving them and trafficking them. The white people would get patents of their inventions. Some of those white people are millionaires and billionaires today. Their families are millionaires and billionaires. White generational wealth, because they took credit for the intellectual property of the people that they enslaved and trafficked. Not much has changed. Nothing's changed.
Not much, y'all. But listen, to everybody in the building, I have some good news, ladies and gentlemen. We have Ross Ben coming up. All right. We have the God, the legend, the prophet, the master teacher. All right. He will be here in the building for my Patreons at the end of this month. Now, if you know anything about the predictions of Ross Ben, he literally laid out 2026 in a lecture that he did in December. It was him and Ra Aku for the winter solstice. How many people were in the Zoom? How many people were in the building for that lecture? Right? So what Ross Ben was able to do, he was able to lay out the entire quote unquote the months leading up to the Jason months. That was his predictions in his segment. He was showing through the procession of the equinox. He was showing through the method and the formula that he uses on what 2026 was going to be about. He predicted the earthquakes. He was predicting the swarms of earthquakes. He was predicting he talked about Bandis Owens. He spoke about her on the show the other day, right? He talked about Bandis Owens, and the next day after he spoke about her, she popped back into the quote unquote spotlight with that debate. He did a lot. He spoke on a lot, and I'm going to be premiering his segment of the lecture on this channel. If not tomorrow, then it will be on Wednesday. I'm going to premiere that lecture. It's behind a paywall. I'm throwing it right on the YouTube so all of y'all can watch that. If you're not in the Patreon, I'm inviting you to be a part of it as well. And we're also weighing out if we're going to do it in IRL, either in Philadelphia or New York, right? On the 29th, which is a Saturday. So if anybody in the building wants to be a part of that, this is going to be the early bird special. You know what I mean? I'm going to throw up I'm throwing up this Cash App. Anything over $20, you'll have yourself a ticket. Make sure that you put your email in the quote unquote description. It's not going to be that price moving forward. This is the early bird. You'll get access to it. This is what we're going to be doing for y'all tonight. But I want you to be in the building. So what this is going to be doing right here, this next one that he's going to be doing, this shit right here, this is going to be helping anybody with the 2026 prediction market. Not to say that you are outside on Poly Market or Kalashi, but it's going to help everybody in the prediction market if that's what you do. 11-11, y'all. 11-11. 11-11. All right? 11-11. Go ahead and grab your ticket. All right. And I look forward to seeing y'all in the building. We're gonna close this thing out with the with the new song called Disclosure with me and Cambada off of the Voltron album. And I'm gonna put the QR. I think the QR code for the album is right. We are 666. That's the number of people we got up in the beat. 666 at 11-11. You can't make this up. Come on.
To this day. To this day.
What we talking about? So yeah, man, I want to end this with Disclosure. Shout out to Cambada. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Father Rich. Shout out to Blue Pill and everybody. Shout out to Songbird, Just Be, everybody that has something to do with this project. The project is flying off the shelves and whatnot. And when we do when we show up with Ross Ben, if we do an IRL, we're gonna have the merch in the building. But we also got this album release party in Atlanta, September the 13th. What you know about it? Album release in September 13th. What you know about it? Yeah, that's the QR code for the album release. We're gonna be in Atlanta, September the 13th. The whole strong end. 9/11. We got a block party with Source Guard. Welcome to Atlantis. 9/12. We're gonna be on Stone Mountain with Source Guard and the family. And 9/13, we're gonna be at the album release. And also that same weekend, we got a writers camp with Cambada, and we're gonna be working on volume 2 of Voltron at the writers camp. All right, that's gonna be in a private location. You'll have access to get tickets to that if you want to be a part of it. But for right now, you could be a part of the quote unquote album release in Atlanta. Get your ass down to Atlanta. If you anywhere near there, come and party with us. This is not a concert. This is not a performance. This is an album release. We're gonna have other artists performing and whatnot. We're gonna bring other artists on stage. I got my dude Quay Beats. He's a producer. I'm gonna have producers playing their beats and whatnot. Y'all be able to freestyle and do what y'all do. But it's gonna be a party, man. It's time to celebrate life. You feel me? Because I've been doing a lot of work. I haven't had an opportunity to celebrate, and I'm very proud of my album. I'm proud of this project. I'm proud of what we created and whatnot. So we just want to celebrate. You know what I mean? We just want to have fun. We want to celebrate life. We want to celebrate each other. I want my bro Cambada to see that he's loved because this is his first time making an album in a few years since he had 2 children. So I just want my bro to know that he's loved and he's appreciated. And yeah, I want us to come out and enjoy ourselves. You feel me? Simple. You know, we don't gotta. It's not really rocket science. It's just really very simple. You know what I mean? We got music. I need to hear that shit on big speakers with the lights out, drinking on some champagne, smoking on some sour diesel. You know what I mean? With some, you know what I mean, with some daughters around me, with some fine shit in the building. You know what I mean? So I could do my love song. I got songs for the ladies. You know what I mean? Maybe Blue Pill to take his shirt off. He been in the gym. You know what I'm talking about? I look like Adrian Broner. I can't take. Maybe if I start working out for right now, but yeah, man, that's what we got going on. Yeah, I got the AB body. I got the Broner body, my niggas. I got the Broner body. But yeah, here we go, y'all. Here we go. Let's go. Disclosure. We gonna end it with the disclosure. Red Pill and Cambata. This shit going viral too. The video here is going viral. Yeah. I got rappers in my inbox asking questions and whatnot. Shit crazy right now. But yeah, let's go. And thank everybody for their support on the album and everything. We really appreciate that. And we got more coming. This is going to be a lot more music coming. Trust, a lot more music is coming. This is just the beginning. I'm getting it. Yeah, we in our bag right now. So just stay tuned, y'all. We about to rescue this rap shit. We about to take it back.
We the collectors of the art, the thinkers, the doers, the knowers, the architectures of the art. Triple dark moon protectors of the hearts. Triple dark mega yachts, 444 megawatts. Firm Biz, Nature, Foxy, AZ, Don, Escobar, moving megatons, mega bucks. 444 megatrons, they call mega bus. Went from Sega bus and a mega bus as we embark upon a hero's journey. Opening scene in Carlito's Way, laid out on a hero's journey. Staring off afar into the canopy of stars until it landed me on Mars. Mama, my third eye active, captive. Seventh heaven opened up the third eye.
I think I'm a deaf poet now. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Blue Pill, the top poet. I'm on your heels, young man. I'm on your heels.
We the collectors of the art, the thinkers, the doers, the knowers, the architectures of the art. Triple dark moon protectors of the hearts. Triple dark mega.
Shout out to Brother Rich. Brother Rich made this track, by the way. Black Magic 363. That's the producer of this track. Yeah, I ain't know he was mean with them beats. This is Brother Rich. This is a, yeah, he cooked this up.
Yachts 444 megawatts. Firm Biz, Nature, Foxy, AZ, Don Escobar, moving megatons, mega bucks. 444 megatrons, they call mega bus. Went from Sega bus and a mega bus as we embark upon a hero's journey. Opening scene in Carlito's way, laid out on a hero's gurney. Staring off afar into the canopy of stars, unto Atlanta, me on Mars. Mama, my third eye active, captive. Seventh heaven, open up the third eye atlas. On the third eye Thursdays, Voltron form with bird's eye wordplay. Via the third eye persons in third grade. Revenge of the blur days, the Vic Mensa, mixed with the elixir serpenta. Welcome to the center of a mentor.
Got the gods excited as I'm strapped up in my captain's chair. Autopilot, spacecraft, I don't have to stare. Caught arriving, passed through natural wear and cracked the atmosphere. The daddy's here, and tinfoil hatters that were gathered there just clapped in chairs. Left the faculty of NASA scared. Donald Trump started acting weird, he just sat and stared. I hit up Billy Carson for a chat, we're galactic pairs. Grabbed the bear, acid in a chalice full of dragon tears. Cone-headed, 12-foot giant with a gold melon. Native suit, ants-eyed Christ at the Catholics fair. Universal soldier, the predator. You travel in the galaxy for challenges. You clash with me, I'll scrap you there. Warlord, I can smell the blood when the battle's near. See the smoke from the disaster that happens after clear. Buoyant, telepathic, empathic seer. I'll imagine atoms somewhere and then astral travel there. In fact, I swear, cross a billion light years in half a year. I'll teleport through different dimensions like after Alistair. Magic mirror, summon the ghost of the late Delbert Blair. Alistair, Broly, I sat in prayer and my dad appeared. Savage, I'll attack a bear, smack him bare. Handed claws, hit him with the paws like he acting queer. Split his jaw, crack a crown, lost a canine. Ain't no lassie hair, see the teeth flying out his mouth like some babonair. Catch a tooth, attach it to my staff, now I have a spare. Stab the bear, wait and pick the scab, then re-stab the bear. Lion heart, 3 eagle eyes, 2 rabbit ears. I like it dark, I see the sound waves that a bat would hear. Rather wear the fact that I have all its natural talents rare. Physical athletic abilities that I have compared. Bron as a cavalier, Shaq in his magic year. Kobe when he had the fro and Jordan when he had some hair. Vince Carter back on the Raptors when T-Mac was there. Iverson, why we still talking about practice here? Compared to you, Earth is a 3-dimensional massive sphere. Compared to me, Earth is a 2-dimensional flattened square. Oh my, look up in the sky. What's that up there? Not a comet. Rocks made of ice are not that aware. Not a drone. Anything else that was manufactured here. It's a craft, cleverly disguised like a mask I wear. Daddy's here, 3-eye atlas in your stratosphere. Galaxy to galaxy, I traffic and I rack a dare. Fuck Earth, all I see is fags and crack addicts here. Everyone's cursed.
We the collectors of the art, the thinkers, the doers, the knowers, the architectures of the art. Triple dark moon protectors of the hearts. Triple dark mega yachts 444 megawatts. Firm Biz, Nature, Foxy, AZ, Don Escobar, moving megatons, mega bucks. 444 megatrons, they call mega bus. Went from Sega bus and a mega bus as we embark upon a hero's journey. Opening scene in Carlito's way, laid out on a hero's gurney. Staring off afar into the canopy of stars, unto Atlanta, me on Mars. Mama, my third eye active, captive. Seventh heaven, open up the third eye atlas. On the third eye Thursdays, Voltron form with bird's eye wordplay. Via the third eye persons in third grade. Revenge of the blur days, the Vic Mensa, mixed with the elixir serpenta. Welcome to the center of a mentor.
Got the gods excited as I'm strapped up in my captain's chair. Autopilot, spacecraft, I don't have to stare. Scar arriving, pass through natural wear and crack the atmosphere. The daddy's here, and tinfoil hatters that were gathered there just clapped in chairs. Left the faculty of NASA scared. Donald Trump started acting weird, he just sat and stared. I hit up Billy Carson for a chat, we're galactic pairs. Grabbed the bear, acid in a chalice full of dragon tears. Cone-headed, 12-foot giant with a gold melon. Native suit, ants-eyed Christ at the Catholics fair. Universal soldier, the predator. You travel in the galaxy for challenges. You clash with me, I'll scrap you there. Warlord, I can smell the blood when the battle's near. See the smoke from the disaster that happens after clear. Buoyant, telepathic, empathic seer. I'll imagine atoms somewhere and then astral travel there. It's fact, I swear. Cross a billion light years in half a year. I'll teleport through different dimensions like after Alistair. Magic mirror, summon the ghost of the late Delbert Blair. Alistair, Broly, I sat in prayer and my dad appeared. Savage, I'll attack a bear, smack him bare. Handed claws, hit him with the paws like he acting queer. Split his jaw, crack a crown, lost a canine. Ain't no lassie hair. See the teeth flying out his mouth like some babonair. Catch a tooth, attach it to my staff, now I have a spare. Stab the bear, wait and pick the scab, then re-stab the bear. A lion heart, 3 eagle eyes, 2 rabbit ears. I like it dark, I see the sound waves that a bat would hear. Rather wear the fact that I have all its natural talents rare. Physical athletic abilities that I have compared. Bron as a cavalier, Shaq in his magic year. Kobe when he had the fro and Jordan when he had some hair. Vince Carter, back on the Raptors when T-Mac was there. Iverson, why we still talking about practice here? Compared to you, Earth is a 3-dimensional massive sphere. Compared to me, Earth is a 2-dimensional flattened square. Oh my, look up in the sky. What's that up there? Not a comet. Rocks made of ice are not that aware. Not a drone. Anything else that was manufactured here. It's a craft, cleverly disguised like a mask I wear. Daddy's here, 3-eye atlas in your stratosphere. Galaxy to galaxy, I traffic and I rack a dare. Fuck Earth, all I see is fags and crack addicts here. Everyone's cursed. God is so mad that he had to swear. Say your last prayers, get your bags prepared. When my crown prepares, it means the revelation chapter's near. You gon' hear a blast and a flash of flare. Blinded, shining like the platinum that a rapper wears. Destroy Earth, leave, look back and cry happy tears. Watch the simulation crash and call Apple care. It's out of gas, I stole it from the sun and caused plasma flare. Gotta say I, then hit me on the app, I got facts to share. Facts to share, facts to share, facts to share. Affluence. Then I hack and Palantir and clear the data there.
Altruism, unity, wholeness, precision, authentic love, harmony, healing, activation, tranquility, resilience, consistency, vitality, magnitude, chaos, and the rightful ruler's back.
We're gonna shoot an official video in Atlanta that weekend when we out there, so tap in, all right? Go get that album, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you, it's classic. Album of the year until somebody showed me different. You know what I'm talking about? Album of the year until somebody shows us different. The Rightful Rulers is back. You dig? Shout out to Blue Pillar. Y'all are gonna be pleasantly pleased when you hear this this project, this piece of art right here. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, we'll see you very soon, ladies and gentlemen. The link is in the description if you want to grab that, if you want to grab them tickets to that album listening. No, the album premiere, the album release party, not the album release party, 9/13 in Atlantis. You know what I'm talking about? Atlantis Major. Yeah. So with that being said, peace, love, and light to the family. I will catch you on a rebound. Thank you all for your time. We was hanging out for 3 hours. I really, like I said before, I look forward to when we get together. That be the highlight of my day. You know what I mean? If nobody ever told y'all before, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are appreciated and y'all are very much needed. That is a fact. Don't ever let my ego, I ain't gonna get on my EYL shit. It's always black forever. It's always us forever, never fucking them. You know what I'm talking about? Let's be clear. I'm doing this shit for us, never them. It would never get to that point. I don't give a fuck how much I fuck up in life. Because to be honest with you, homie got frustrated because he fucked up. The hate that he was getting because he was fucking up. The people, you can't blame the people. You dig? So you can't take it out on the people. That's Saturn kicking them in the ass and whatnot. You know what I mean? So yeah, watch out for that retrograde. Don't fall down like homie. And with that being said, peace, love, and light, y'all. All right, y'all stay dangerous.